It begins. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning. Welcome to Monday here on the KVJ show. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Good to be back.
Gosh, I love Mondays.
Yes. It's a good day, isn't it?
I need them.
Get to do this all over again.
Oh, it's when you get to reset everything. If you had a bad week last week, this week's going to be your week.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Unless something bad's already happened. That's what's tough. If you wake up on Monday morning and everything's already just gone wrong and you're like, oh my gosh, I got 5 more days of this. It's tough. So, yeah, just kind of like do a reset if something bad has already happened. Just forget about it and just act like everything's all good.
It's good to have the band back together.
Yes, it's good to be back.
It's so stressful when you're out. It really is.
Yeah.
Don't ever leave us again.
I don't have any trips planned for quite some time.
That's good.
That's good.
I think it's all over. So, yes.
Didn't you say that the company was thinking about, if you do have to go out of town, kind of putting you in your own little hub area and have your own microphone?
Yeah, we're working on coming up with the system so that, when I do leave, and, I did a radio conference in Dallas, that when I'm out of town that I can, still come in here and do the show, or at least be on the show.
I'm sure technically that won't fall apart at all.
I don't know yet. It seems ambitious.
It's going to be really hard for your schedule, considering it's hard to work and play.
Yeah, well, it is.
You got to pick one.
Yeah, but you just got to pick those moments. So yeah, because what I had was we had kind of like meetings all day, and then you'd have dinners at night, and
it seems like, okay, maybe it's not play. It's like it's work or work.
Kind of.
Well,
yeah.
it is work.
Because you have to go and talk to the bosses and
yeah,
do all the stuff that you have to do when you're at a conference with your bosses.
Oh, that's work. It's mentally exhausting. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You don't want to say something stupid in front of the boss.
It is amazing just how tiring talking can be. I feel myself can be completely exhausted.
Yes.
Well, you had to be on for 4 days.
Yeah. It was Wednesday, Thursday. Well, yeah, pretty much Tuesday night we did stuff, and then Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday you were coming back.
Yeah, Friday was just kind of travel.
So I know the first time you went out with our new company, you were kind of the fun guy, karaoke guy.
Yeah, so what had happened this time was, the Kev, look out. He's the fun guy. He goes out, karaoke champ. He's crazy. And so it was the final night, and they were kind of getting everybody together. And I'm like, it's already midnight. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Midnight.
They were talking about, we're going to go do some karaoke. And I kind of saw them starting to loosely organize, and I just did a little, and then, I just dinked and dunked and got right out of there. Yeah. I got to bed at a decent time.
I don't want to be a part of any planning for a party that's happening at midnight.
Yeah, no, it's just I'm
not
like,
my thing.
Yeah, I've done it once. I don't need it. Let someone else take the fame and the glory.
Yeah, get out while you can when you're on a high note.
That was it. Yeah. I did my one performance. I'm good. So it's good to be back. Did you guys have good weekends here? Anything exciting happen for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a weird weekend.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk about Jbird had an interesting party experience.
Sprained my ankle. I mean, I am a mess.
Oh, no.
We had a snack pack video shoot, and I have my ankles are about as strong as popsicle sticks. They are the worst. They are the worst ankles. I honestly, if I run to a buffet, I will sprain an ankle.
Are you trying to steal my act with your voice?
I know. It was a rough weekend.
You would have thought that you guys are the ones that left town.
I totally blew up my voice this weekend.
Victor's asking how to go with those people from the Miami station. Yeah, I did run into them there. They were there, like our old management team that used to be at our last radio station.
The ones that didn't like us.
Yeah, the ones
they
that
didn't
just,
like our act.
They didn't get it.
They did not.
They didn't think it was right.
I saw them. I just kind of was able to walk past most of them. One of them I ran into in the bathroom, and it was really awkward because he was getting ready to wash his hands. I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'd shake your hand. I just went to the bathroom.
Which one?
Jeremy. You remember him? He was the overall programming head that they would. Well, one of the
yes.
programming guys that they would
Okay.
bring
I do,
in.
yes.
Okay.
He was one of the. Yeah, we had so many people that were involved with our show. It's hard to tell you because you had one guy that would fly in from out of town. There was another guy that flew in from out of town.
Yeah, we had so many people who hated our show.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were really.
They flew them in to hate us.
They brought in a conglomerate of people to say, just play more music.
I do remember that. You're right. We had like 9 people consulting us at one time.
They would all come in and just be like, yeah, why don't you guys just play more music? It's probably a good idea for your show. So no, I didn't really get to talk to them, but they were there, so it was all good. But yeah, the new company, fantastic for people who know the inside stuff. You listen to the After the Show podcast, we talk a little bit more about that kind of stuff, but it was great. Had a good time with them. So we're in good hands. The radio station is strong, and it's going to get better. So we got good management.
That's awesome.
I'm
glad you're sensing no firing. I like that.
Yes, very encouraged about the future and what's going to be going on here. And I mean, just to let you know, I mean, look at this. I mean, we're doing a cash contest where we're giving out $5,000 every single day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
pretty big.
That kind of lets you know that, things are going pretty well for us. So, and I've seen some of the videos. We've had some of the winners. If you have any doubt, be like, I don't think they're really giving away $5,000 in cash. You can actually just go onto our Facebook page and Instagram and all that. We got the videos handing off checks in real towns to real people.
Yeah, it reminds me of those commercials back in the day when someone would show up at your house with that big old check.
The Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
Do they still do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They got Steve Harvey doing it now.
Nice.
They upped their game with the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. Congrats, Jennifer Peterson. You can go see. She was our $5,000 winner that we had on Friday.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so congratulations to her. And if you want to get those 3 songs, I will tell you in just about 1 hour what they are when you hear them all 3 play in order later on today. You just be call number 9 and you win $5,000 in cash with the KVJ 5K triple play.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got in your mind today, Jbird?
So yesterday I went into Palm Beach Gardens with my sister and started doing some house shopping because when this little contract's over with this townhouse, I'm getting out of Sandalwood. It's time to go.
It's time to find new
I
places.
want a yard for Chewy.
Yes.
I really want a yard. That's what I want him to be able to scamper and play and bathe in the sun and not worry about anything.
Okay.
But my only issue is I've already fallen in love with there's one place I found on the street that I grew up on, but on the other side, and it wasn't. So I know nothing about this stuff. I don't understand how any of this. This is the first time I've ever tried to buy a house. This is the first time I ever went through it. But I guess there's a thing with roofs. You want to buy a roof that has its metal roof. Have you ever heard of this?
Want to buy a
roof that's got a metal roof because you don't want to issue like Virginia's got.
They do say that the metal roofs are better now. And in fact, because I'm in the roof game right now, putting a new roof on. And he was like, metal's the way to go, but my HOA won't let you do metal, so I can't. But metal, according to my roofing company, is the way to go.
Okay, yeah. Like I was saying.
Now, is it tile? Does it still have tile, or does it just look like a tin roof?
It kind of did look like a tin roof.
Rusted.
Yeah, so that's my that's what I was doing yesterday, and there was one house that I found, and it looked really, really good. Is it too early to start even thinking about doing this move right now? That's my question. My contract on this new place ends in June.
No, it's not too early to start looking. So before I bought my house, I had been watching that house for a good 6 months, and it just wasn't moving.
Okay.
And I watched it, and I watched it, and I watched them drop the price a little bit on it, and I knew exactly how long it had been on the market. And that's a good thing, to research the neighborhoods and know what's going on. Now, be prepared. If the house you love, if they price it right, and if somebody comes along, it could get bought from under you.
Yeah.
But especially if they price it too high in the beginning and they leave it on the market for like 6 months and then you hit right when they're lowering the price, it could actually work good for you.
The way this house was set up, the interstate's kind of behind it, and the only thing I could keep hearing was my mom saying, "Never want to live by an interstate. That's where all the murderers go." I'm like, do I want to go by the murderers?
That's where all the murderers.
The interstate's where the murderers.
They have their own exit.
Well, it's just because they're traveling. So I have a little bit of a fear of the interstate.
But is that big giant wall there?
There is that wall there. Which,
Yeah, but they climb.
They can't climb.
Oh, murderers love to climb.
They can hide by the wall.
They're super fast climbers.
So that was the only thing in my head the whole time. Murderers live by the highway.
Okay. That's one thing you got to work through. What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
I can't remember if I sent you this as an idea or not, Kevin. I'm sorry if I did, but
Okay.
I know me and you have kind of been obsessed with watching this Nextdoor.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I got into it the other day. The trapper, the duck removal is there must have been 300 comments.
I love it.
It was unbelievable. It's just this ongoing saga about the ducks in our neighborhood.
Yeah, some people don't even believe it. They didn't know about this story.
I would have no idea if it weren't for Nextdoor that it was such a deal.
We are learning because of Nextdoor. I'm learning
Yeah.
about all this stuff that I had no idea about in our community.
It's
Yeah.
kind of weird. I did notice kind of duckless this weekend. I was not a big duck weekend.
They took all the mamas and the babies, and they don't relocate them. They take them to the alligator farm.
I usually see them a lot on the weekends. I didn't see any.
I had heard that they had the photo of the trapper that was out there. There were people that were calling her out looking for her license. They were trying to call the cops. The cops still won't show up. They can't believe that the cops won't show up for this duck crisis that is going on. They're saying that apparently they're just taking the mama and leaving the babies, and so that's just all the duck drama that's going on.
Well, leave the babies. It sounds like that's not the right thing to do.
That's why people are upset. Then
yeah,
other people are
yeah.
saying it's fine. I saw the mama and the baby. So it's just, Virginia.
Well, on mine, because I'm it's called North Jupiter. It said there was this lady that called out this other lady, and she said, to the lady in the white BMW who drives like a maniac, running stop signs, we see you. We see you dropping off your kid at the bus stop, and we're watching you.
Whoa.
I mean, they're really calling each other out.
I mean, they're getting specifics.
But they're calling each other, and they live in the same neighborhood, which can get really dangerous.
Yes, it can. So there you go. It's getting good on mine, too.
Yeah.
That one woman, I was telling you the story on Friday how I accidentally parked in her spot, and I was there. Then she knocked on the door, and I thought it was the stalker, Kev. So me and Denny's didn't go to the door, and she was knocking on the door.
Meanwhile, he had just parked in somebody else's spot.
Accidentally.
They were asking him to move his car.
And we're trying to hide, and she's seeing us hide. She can see us hide, but we think we're so slick. So we go out there, and she's like, yeah, you're parked in my spot. I think she's still kind of mad at me. I might be on that
You
thing.
parked a respondent that wouldn't answer your door.
She saw you walk in and then could see you hiding.
I thought it was the stalker.
What I got on my mind, for the first time, I think, since college, I actually tried a little Natty Light over the weekend.
Wow.
Yes. Somebody handed me, they said, have you tried this yet? And I was like, I don't know what it is. It's this Natty Light has gotten into the seltzer game with the White Claw.
It's a natty light claw.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like going, I'm sure this is something I'm going to regret. And you know what? I had a little bit of it, and they weren't that bad. In fact, I got to tell you, I thought they tasted better than the White Claw.
Whoa.
Yes.
I talked so much trash about the White Claw, and I drank them the entire weekend.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah, they got some pretty good stuff. I think Catalina Lime Mixer. They got Aloha Beaches.
Oh, it sounds nice, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Aloha, bitches.
Oh, okay.
See what we're saying? See what they did there? And then they got another one called Natter Days.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was like going, that's actually surprisingly not bad. And I didn't feel like I wanted to claw my skin off the next morning.
It's got to taste like almost nothing compared to all the craft stuff, the heavier craft.
Yeah, it really just tasted more like a seltzer. It was just kind of like a fruitier little... I mean, it didn't taste like, the garbage swill beer that Natty Light is, and it wasn't that bad. I was surprised.
Okay.
So I guess you can't always judge a beer by its can.
What's the cousin or the brother?
Truly.
Okay. Yep.
It's just one of a gazillion different seltzers. There's so many out
Everybody's
there, yeah.
jumping in it.
Everyone's doing that, and everybody's doing the plant-based burger. You saw Nestle's now getting in the game, trying to sell plant-based burgers.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, it's kind of like country rap. I mean,
Yes.
It's just what the world does. When somebody comes out with a hit, everybody tries to just do the exact same thing.
You're right.
Sheep.
And
They
jump
are
into the market.
sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. But it is those are some of the hottest things that are out there. You're right. If you just had a Natty Light Seltzer and listen to country rap, and boom, you're like in top of everything that's important.
Make a TikTok too while you do it.
Make a TikTok.
I don't even have the energy to even learn about it. I see it everywhere. I don't even know what it is.
It's everything.
Yeah, how could you combine the
So
most
good.
everything ever?
It's everything.
You'd have to have like a seltzer in your hand. You'd have to be listening to some kind of country rap. You'd have to be making a TikTok video.
Drinking
while
a
you're-
White Claw.
Yeah. While you're wearing, what are you wearing? I don't know. You put it all together. We can do the most ever photo.
Oh, you're wearing mom jeans, but they show your butt cheek on the
Okay.
bottom.
As
Yeah.
you're listening to your earbud.
Yeah. Okay. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, got a round of Fact or Fiction we're going to be getting to in just a bit.
Nice.
Going to be learning some stuff. The always educational KVJ show, about to drop some knowledge on you here. You're going to find out in just a couple of minutes. What do you think about this? Would this be a fact or fiction? Broccoli is man-made. Did we make broccoli, or did broccoli just, boom, appear in nature?
Broccoli is GMO'd?
I don't know.
What?
It's natural. Bet my face on it.
Oh, my
Fact.
God.
Bet your face on that?
Yes.
You just made Denny's fall out of his chair. Don't ruin broccoli, Kevin.
He loves broccoli, doesn't he? But he doesn't like GMOs.
Oh, he hates GMOs
He hates
so much,
GMOs.
Kevin.
Oh,
he
boy.
is in it.
Could we be rocking Denny's world? We'll find out in a couple minutes.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
It's time to gain some knowledge. You learn more here than you would in college. We're the smartest radio station. We are the leaders in education. Is it truth? Is it lies? Kevin's the host. He's got beady eyes. Fact or fiction?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Time to learn. You guys ready?
Ready.
All right. What do you think about this, Virginia? Talking about broccoli. Is broccoli man-made? What do you think? Is broccoli man-made? Fact or fiction? What do you think? Does it appear just naturally in nature, or is it something that we actually made ourselves?
This is fascinating because I always assumed broccoli was just like Mother Nature's little gift.
I know, right?
I've always been suspect of broccoli. It smells like farts. The best thing about broccoli is the cheese.
If we made broccoli, can we make it less farty?
Denny's loves broccoli, and I went over to his place, and I thought he had a fart party. It smelled so bad.
Oh,
Farty
yeah.
party.
Farty party.
And I'm like, what's going on in here, man?
What do you think, Virginia? Fact or fiction on that?
I'm going to say it's man-made.
You're going to say that broccoli is man-made, so that is a fact. It is a fact, yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually the result of Italian farmers more than 2,000 years ago carefully breeding different types of wild cabbage to create it, which might explain why it smells like farts.
It don't seem natural.
It's a wild cabbage, basically, is what broccoli is.
Cabbage is another one. Ugh, cabbage. Ugh, terrible.
It is terrible,
Gosh,
isn't it?
who likes cabbage?
I kind of like cabbage.
You gotta be lying to yourself.
People like to fart like cabbage.
My God.
Mexican queen likes cabbage.
God, she should not have cabbage.
I know she shouldn't, but
No
she
cabbage
does.
for you.
It's terrible. All right, what do you think, your Jbird? Fact or fiction? Pineapple will actually eat off your fingertips if exposed to it long enough.
I feel that is a fact because it burns my mouth sometimes. Fact.
You think that pineapple will actually erode your fingertips? That is a fact.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got proteins in it that degrade meat, including human flesh. They say a lot of times people who work in pineapple processing plants generally lose their fingertips over time from handling it so much.
Oh, my gosh.
I
They can't get these people some gloves?
Doing something right.
Oh, my God.
think I'm like you. I really like pineapple, but I think I'm allergic to it because I almost break out in hives when I eat it.
I did that food sensitivity test, and I never even realized I've been eating pineapple 45 of my 46 years, and I never knew. I'm allergic to pineapple.
Who would have known?
I actually do like pineapple.
A lot of people are allergic to pineapple. That's one of the most allergic things.
It's good. It's one of the fruits I like.
Okay.
good grilled.
What do you think about this, Virginia? Fact or fiction? The top-selling item at Walmart is condoms. Is that fact or fiction?
Yeah, I don't even know where they keep them. I'm going to say fiction.
Yeah, it's got to be cupcakes, right?
Think Walmart's cupcakes.
Based on this guy's receipts.
They got a great bakery, Fat Kevin.
They
really do.
What if you go to Walmart and all you do is buy cupcakes in bulk and condoms in bulk? And you just have to check out looking weird.
That's a party.
Yeah, it's like it's starting down the path of some weird purchases. If you threw like a pinwheel in there, you'd be like, "Hey, what's going on here?" Top selling item at Walmart is condoms. Virginia said fiction. You are correct. It is not, thankfully.
What do they sell more of?
Bananas.
Huh.
They sell more than 1 billion pounds of bananas every year.
Interesting.
Top selling item at Walmart.
And isn't banana one of those fruits, too, that we are modifying or genetically producing?
Not that I know of.
I thought there was something weird about a banana. I thought we were involved.
Well, you can make bananas weird.
Do this. Walk down the hall and make eye contact with all of your coworkers as you eat one.
It's very
It's pretty
uncomfortable.
funny.
It's uncomfortable.
Most of them won't look at you.
No.
That's awesome.
All right, what about this? Fact or fiction, Jbird? No one knows who invented the fire hydrant because the patent was lost in a fire. Is that fact or fiction?
It sounds really good, but it also sounds like Kevin trickery. Ugh, and he's got a smug look on his face.
That's just his face.
I
the
know.
face.
I'm gonna go against my gut. Fact.
You're going to say that is a fact? That is a fact. Yeah, we don't know who created the fire hydrant.
Aw.
Oddly enough, there wasn't one present when the fire broke out in the patent office.
That's a good little cocktail party
That
story.
is a little nugget.
All right, what do you think about this? Fact or fiction, Virginia? Your body produces roughly a pound of poo a day.
A pound.
A pound. Yeah.
I feel like that's high.
That's real high.
I'm going to say fiction.
You're going to say fiction. No, that's a fact.
A pound?
It says a pound.
We're challenging you on this factoid. You can tell we don't believe that. A pound's a lot. A pound?
A pound. Yeah. A pound.
A pound?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like I make a pound. I mean, I'm probably more like a half a pound.
Yeah, maybe it is kind of the verge of an average.
It's
because,
a funnel, baby. What goes in comes out.
Yeah, but there are some people I look at, I'm like going, they might be in the 10-pound range.
Thank you.
So it might be there's some of us that create enough poo for 10 people in
It's
a
an
day.
average.
Yeah, it might just be an average number. What do you think about this, Jbird? Fact or fiction here? Poo smells bad because it is toxic, and ingesting more than a pound of it would be toxic for most humans.
That is a fact. Betting the face on it.
Okay, your face is gone.
Again.
Yeah. That's actually fiction. According to doctors, it is safe to eat your own poo.
What?
Now, feces is filled with bacteria, but it's your bacteria. So if you eat it, you'll probably be okay. I don't like that probably.
Probably.
That's not a strong
It's a
statement.
gray area.
Yeah, it really
we want
is.
black and white if we're going to eat our poo.
So
Yeah.
does that mean you can survive on that? Probably not. If you're like stranded.
Haven't you got what you need out of it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because it probably didn't have any nutritional value, and that's when you start to maybe get sick after.
Yeah, that's a good
But
question.
does it keep you alive?
Let me just
though?
tell you, it's an experiment I don't want to take on, and I really don't even want to hear the story of anybody who has.
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
either, but I'm curious how if people are the people who starve, why don't they just do that?
And we're not letting you be curious.
There's
It's
got to
too
be
weird.
There's got to be more.
Something to consider if push comes to shove. I started thinking about what would be the best trios of all time, because somebody was trolling Jbird and they sent the photo of the three Kardashian sisters, the main ones, Virginia.
Kim, Chloe, and Courtney.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
bag thry.
The big throw.
Yeah. And so this was the email. It says, name a more iconic trio. Okay, I'll wait.
Three Musketeers.
Three Stooges.
Yeah, the three-
Jonas Brothers.
Jonas
I mean, do the Jonas Brothers right now, would they beat out in influence and just whatever the Kardashian?
Not in my world.
Yeah, I wonder what, if you were talking about power rankings, gosh, I really hope the Jonas, they feel like they should.
They don't.
I mean, they actually have a real skill set. And they do something.
We forgot the Bee Gees trio.
Yeah.
I want to make sure one of our references was old. Keep on track.
You're going way back. I'm trying to think of what are the greatest trios of all time. TLC from the 90s was great as a trio.
Sure.
I want to play this game so bad, and for whatever reason, I cannot think of any kind of trios. And I know there's so many of them out there, and I don't want to rely on Google.
Well, I'm just, the thing I'm looking for here is who's better than the Kardashians. There's got to be a better, more powerful trio that we have today.
Just the Three Stooges alone beats the Kardashians. Just please.
How many Hansons are there?
There's three Hansons.
There's 3 Hansons.
But they still don't beat the Kardashians.
No. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay, that's
Okay.
true. Do they beat the Kardashians?
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
Charlie's Angels, 3.
Yeah, but are you going on the new movie that is out, which nobody even knows who the 3 are? The last movie that they did, who I can't even remember who it was other than Demi Moore.
Okay.
There's a new one coming out. A new Charlie's Angels is right around the corner.
I know, but nobody knows right now, so that can't rank higher.
It's young kids, new people.
Yeah.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Okay.
That's a classic. I had to Google.
Yeah, you did. I can tell.
I had to.
Yeah, so it really got me, but I'm like, gosh, I don't know that I've got a trio that ranks
See, this is what I don't like.
more powerful than the Kardashians.
This is what I don't like. On Ranker, they got this as a trio. And tell me why am I offended by this? They have for best trios, Princess Leia, Luke, and Han Solo. Why am I offended by that? Because it's not a trio.
No, not really.
Chewie gets no love?
Yeah.
Chewbacca?
Yeah, I mean, that was an ensemble cast.
Yes.
And you just can't pick, like, it'd be like you'd say the Golden Girls. It'd be like, well, there's more. It'd be like, no, but there's 3 I really like. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Chewbacca always gets dissed. He never got a medal at the end of the first Star Wars, by the way.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Okay. Boy's got some complaints here. Yeah, I think right now, arguably, the Jonas Brothers was the closest I could think of to the Kardashians. I think the Kardashians still might win. I hate to say
No,
that.
it's a very troubling time.
It really is. Somebody said the Beastie Boys.
Yes.
When they were around, solid. Destiny's Child. If Destiny's Child was still cranking today, that's a good one that you could have. But
3 Little Pigs.
yeah, maybe more iconic. Been around longer.
The 3 Little Bears. Was it 3 Little Bears?
Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
They weren't little. Yeah, they were just the bears.
They were different size bears. There was a big bear,
That's right.
a medium bear, and a little bear.
I gotta brush up on my little stories.
little pigs, 3 bears.
3 Blind Mice.
3 Blind Mice, yeah, we're talking about old classic trios. Right now, today, in the Power Index, I think the Kardashians win with the Jonas Brothers a close second. Your Hanson, I don't know, they in the top 5.
Run DMC.
Yeah, 80s. But again, right now, like the Beastie Boys, they're not actually a trio because same with TLC. Boy, it's tough for trios, isn't it?
It is.
3 trios that are no more.
Salt, Peppa, and Spinderella.
And again, 3 trios that are no more.
Yeah, Spinderella tried to sue him, and she's not going to get nothing.
Fugees 2 times.
Yeah, no more. Okay. I saw this story, and when I read it, I'm like going, oh, okay, I saw that because the other day when I was flying back from Texas, I looked over next to me, and there was a woman with a baby who had the middle seat. And I looked at the 2 guys on either side of her who she didn't know. They were like, oh. And the child, she got the child under control, but about the first 15 minutes of the flight, I looked over those guys, and they looked panicked. They were like, because the child was, very loud, boisterous, just trying to kind of get his groove on, and it took a hot minute. So when that happens and you're sitting next to a woman with a baby that you don't know, Japan Airlines has introduced baby seat maps to allow passengers to avoid infants.
Okay. Now, do you have to pay more?
Well, what it is it kind of just helps you navigate. So it's, a first come, first serve kind of thing. So if you're
Okay.
a parent traveling with kids under the age of 2, you have to select the baby icon when choosing your seats.
Gotcha.
So then when other people are trying to pick out what seat they want, you can see, okay, a child is sitting right there in the middle seat, so you're not going to choose. If you want to talk about motivation, you get people, on the wraps to check in pretty quickly to get their seat, that would do it.
I got to buy a plane ticket today. You have to help me, Virginia.
When are you flying?
I am flying. I don't know. I got to look at the date.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
Well, I need to know the date first.
We'll figure
or
it
we
out.
can't get the ticket.
Flying is one of those things that if you really do it right, it is a lot more convenient because I was traveling with somebody that didn't really fly that often, and I had a couple things because I've done it enough where I was like, anything from like the little TSA pre-check to, some of those, like I use the app on my phone for the ticket. saved an extra step and was a lot easier, and you can check in like right away and pick your seat and get away from those babies.
Yeah, help me travel better because I have to go to Oregon and then I got to turn right back around. So I'm going to be super jet lagged.
Yeah, if somebody hasn't done it, we need to do it. Like just little travel hacks that on this end of it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a nuisance to get the TSA pre-check. It's not a big investment, and you put in a little bit of time. But boy, when you get to the airport, there are little things like that that just make traveling a lot easier and better.
I was going to try not to miss any work. I think I'm going to have to miss work because the wedding ceremony's on Sunday evening, and there's no way I'm going to be. That's when I know. That's
Sunday evening?
Yes, I know.
Our destination wedding, huh?
And the airport is an hour away from where we're at, and my dad's going to be there, and we're talking about different time. Everyone's flying out at different times, and he's like, well, we all got to figure out what time we're going. I might be gone Tuesday, too. I don't even know.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't want to go, Kev.
Family pressures, huh?
Why don't you fly with somebody? That would be the best thing.
I don't think I'm going to be able to. It's just the fact that I got to turn around so quick. It's going to be. That's why I'm.
Fly with your sister.
No, we're going. She's going out like 3 days before me.
Oh.
Yeah.
We could use that.
You could use a travel companion. That's all I'm saying.
I need a travel agent. Agent Virginia.
Yeah, but I'd feel better if somebody was with you.
No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm not going to get kidnapped or anything. I won't get on the wrong plane.
Famous last words. Denny's, record that. Where he said, I won't get on the wrong plane.
Guys, I don't know what happened, but somehow I'm in Nebraska.
I got on the wrong plane.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second in your dirt, I will tell you all about the new weed clinic and cafe. A celebrity is getting in the mix. A weed cafe. How cool is that, Denny's? Before we get into that, though, it looks like Liza Minnelli is saying that she is not interested in the movie with Renee Zellweger where she plays Judy Garland.
Oh, I just saw the preview. They're already saying Oscar worthy, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, the movie's called Judy. And I guess Liza Minnelli has never signed off on any of these movies. She hates them all because she doesn't like the way any of them have ever depicted her mother. And this one, no different. She says she will not see it. She wants people, if they want to see what Judy was like, to actually go and watch her old movies or listen to her old records. And her sister, I guess, is standing by that as well.
Liza Minnelli is awesome in Arrested Development. She's very funny in that.
She's good.
I love
yeah,
her character.
She's very good in that.
Well, Aubrey O'Day had a little bit of drama on an American Airlines flight. It sounds like she got on the plane and she had a T-shirt on and she had a bra underneath, but maybe the shirt had something on it, like a curse word or something. And one of the flight attendants came up to her and said, look, you got to take that off. You can't be wearing that. They got kids on the flight. And she's like, I don't have anything else to put on. And they're like, well, why don't you turn it inside out? And so she was like, okay. And so she took off her top right there in front of everybody to turn her shirt around. Are you making it better? Like, your shirt had a curse word on it, and that was bad. But now your boobs are out, and that's worse,
Yeah,
right?
for some people, it would be more awesome, actually.
I think it's just weird.
There'd be some people like, all right.
Definitely gives you something to watch.
Yes.
And she's got very large breasts. So if she's taking her top off and she's standing there in just her bra, you're going to notice.
Yeah. Okay. Giddy up.
She likes to stir it up, old O'Day.
She does, and it's never her fault.
Never her fault.
I kind of don't like it, though. When people get on a plane with a bunch of kids on the plane and their shirt has, like, profanity on it, you're like, really?
Well, then she takes it off. Now she's flashing you.
Now your boobs are out. Like, it's like, okay, all right.
She got a story, though.
You're right.
We see you.
She wins.
And finally here, Miley Cyrus, Mark Ronson, and Chris Rock are among the celebrity investors opening up a cannabis cafe today in West Hollywood. The Lowell Cafe will have THC and CBD menu items, along with an area where you can smoke and vape and have edibles and just get yourself into a stupor.
You're going to see more celebrities get involved in this, I think.
I think you're right, too. Customers will not be able to get alcohol, though, because California state law prohibits selling pot and alcohol in the same venue.
Because everyone will be, I mean, it'll be
It should just be like
it'll
pirates.
be a madhouse in there.
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by the J-Town Jam. It happens this Saturday, October 5th, Abacoa Town Center, and features Jason Newsted and his Chop House Band. Now, he's the former guy from Metallica, so you can bet it's going to be rocking in Abacoa on Saturday.
Yeah, and his former band Metallica, they had to cancel the Australian leg of their tour because their lead singer's back in rehab.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah, James Hetfield.
Alcohol?
I think that's what his demon is, but yeah, they had to cancel that down. So
So you think that means like an incident happened in his life to where, like, dude, you got to go back?
Or he just might be like, man, I used to have a good time when I drank.
Yeah, I'm really depressed when I do.
Now it's just sad.
I don't know, yeah. Not sure what caused it.
And that's what's going on.
You're talking about Liza Minnelli when she was on Arrested Development. And here's a name. In fact, I started thinking, like, who are the people out there whose name you should know, but you probably don't? I'll put this guy in the birthdays because, to me, I think he's one of the great character actors that we've had on TV here in recent memory. His name is Tony Hale, and he's 49. And if you watched Arrested Development, he played the role of Buster on Arrested Development. He played basically the same kind of character. He was Gary on Veep. So if you've seen either one of those shows, Tony Hale, he was hysterical in both roles, and they pretty much were about the same guy.
They are the same character.
They are the same person, but he was great and made both those shows very funny. He's turning 49 today, so I'll throw that out there. A name you probably don't know, but you should. Also, got to say happy birthday to Hunter. That's from your mom, Matt, and BB.
Hunter.
Also, happy birthday to Joe from Wisconsin. He's a huge Ohio State fan and an even bigger KVJ fan. Well, that's very nice.
We love your cheese.
That comes from Amy in Wisconsin. Also, happy 30th birthday to Flo, your cousin Nemo and Kevin. Also, a 50th birthday goes out to Dan, who's getting a shout out today. Also, happy 11th to Timothy, the best quarterback in flag football. Love Mom, Dad, Carrie, Jesse, Robin, Mr. and the cat Raphael. Mr. the cat and Raphael the turtle. And then we had a belated birthday, Nicole, from her core family.
Nicole.
Yeah, so there you go. Very nice. Okay, you guys ready to think fast?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Quick little round here.
Okay, let's do this.
A little exercise to get your minds going here today.
Denny's.
All right. Jbird getting that camera all ready. Look at that focus.
I am. I'm a little injured today.
Is that a new shirt?
It is a new shirt. I got it at Walmart. $8.
Yeah, I was going to say, you look like you're a little gimped up. What's happened to you?
Sprained my ankle. We'll get to that.
Ooh, look how swollen it is.
It's really small.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got a cankle.
Now, is that part of the party drama or is that something unrelated?
That was unrelated.
That's unrelated?
Yes.
Gosh,
Were you drinking?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I twisted my ankle when I was sober.
Okay.
So it was a long ride.
We got a lot of stuff to work out with Jbird's
That's what I
weekend.
meant. I was asking you if you were drinking when you hurt your ankle.
I don't care. No.
Oh.
Okay, no. All right, here we go. You ready to do this?
Ready.
All right. Suits and I will judge if you have got a good enough answer that counts. Just say the answer here in the category I give you. All right. Think fast. It's something you can get at the fair that starts with the letter C.
Cotton candy.
Going Suits, yeah, Jason with corn dog, and Denny's went cotton candy. Thought he just beat you.
Corn dogs, Virginia. Corn dogs.
That obviously was a little slanted. If you didn't realize, that's way in Jbird's
I mean,
category.
yeah, talk about like throwing him a softball.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, what about this? It starts with the letter M and is something that South Floridians never wear.
Mash shirts.
Mohair sweater.
Mohair sweater.
Mittens.
Mittens. I like that.
I couldn't think of
Mittens. There you go, Jbird.
Mittens.
Gosh, all right.
Guy's exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
You need to lay down?
I do.
It broke our brains.
Okay, Jbird is up 2-zip. He can put this away pretty
geez.
quickly here. Let's see what he does. All right, think fast. It starts with the letter B and will make you sweat even when...
Basketball.
Huh?
Even when what?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not done with it.
Oh.
And will make you sweat even when you're sitting down.
Bread.
It starts with a B and will make you sweat even when you're sitting down. Bread?
Baboon.
Bicep exercises.
Butt.
Bouncing.
Bear.
I could give... Do you
Biking.
think bouncing? Could you sweat while bouncing? You're sitting down? Suits?
Biking. Bouncing.
Bouncing
And
does
biking
work.
would work. Yeah, bicycle would definitely work. Yeah, biking.
I thought we took bread, so I didn't know if we were still in it.
I don't feel like bread
It's hot and it's
should make you sweat while sitting down.
It's hot. It's buttered. You're working hard eating.
You should stop.
Yeah.
I can't stop. I won't stop.
All right, Denny's keeps it a contest here.
right.
He's got one on the board. Jbbird's got 2. All right, next up here, think fast. It starts with the letter T and helps even unathletic people jump high.
Teach a treat.
Trampoline.
Oh, Denny's.
Denny's!
Tahitian treat.
Tahitian
It
treat.
throws you off so much.
In case you don't know, that's generic Hawaiian punch.
It's so good and it will get you off of your feet.
Hey, well, okay. All right, Virginia, you've been eliminated here.
I wish.
And again, is a tiebreaker between Miho and...
Miho.
Come on, Denny's.
Be slow.
Be slow, me.
Bury this gimp. Old puffy ankle.
I don't want him to break his other ankle.
he might.
Kick it.
Playing a radio game.
Yeah.
Kick his ankle right before he goes to answer.
Okay, here we go.
It would work.
It would.
You want me to kick it?
Yeah, maybe.
Virginia's bored. She's
I'm
got nothing
bored.
to do.
I'm out of it now.
And I'm scared.
I'm just looking for a little way to be included.
Okay, here we go. Tied to a piece. Think fast. It starts with the letter B and is a lot of fun for old people.
Bingo.
Denny.
Bam! Oh, that's a come from behind.
I think we did that last time.
Yeah, second row in a week.
Oh, it hurts.
Second week in a row.
Second row in a week? Like, wait, what? I don't know. What you guys are rubbing off on each other.
I know. Hopefully not.
Really can't tell you guys apart.
That's exhausting.
I'm
That
tired.
was.
Oh man.
Coach, you're putting us through it today.
Yeah. Those are all hard.
I saw an interesting headline here. You're talking about the plant-based meat and how everybody's jumping on that. Burger King did it so successfully. They're running those commercials all over the place.
They are.
How big the hamburger is. Jbird was just telling me to start off the show that there's apparently somebody else that is...
Nestle.
Nestle is coming. Now, Nestle, what do you buy that in stores?
I think that the company, they'll probably do what the whatever they have going on right now. What's the one we could buy it from Publix? What's it called?
Beyond Meat.
Beyond. I think it's probably something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they'd already had, they've had for a while, like the soy burgers and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's been like it's supposed to taste just like a hamburger. Though.
Yeah, I think that they're going to do what all the craze is about right now. What Burger King's doing, what BurgerFi's doing.
Yeah, see, these ones are different from like the soy-based ones. The soy-based ones taste different than burgers. These ones actually replicate burgers' flavor.
And there's rumors the soy burgers give men boobs and it makes them cry.
They do because it has estrogen in it. If you eat too much soy, you will grow some.
You start to cry when you look down and to see you have man boobs. That's the rumor, Virginia.
Well, they say that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some validity to it.
You only have one, so don't cry.
You only got one life to live. You talking about my nipple?
Yeah, you have one man boob.
I do.
If you just grew one giant one.
So start with Burger King. KFC has been experimenting with the plant-based chicken. And now they say even McDonald's is going to get into the act now. They're teaming up with Beyond Meat, which also works with Dunkin' Donuts and Subway, to test launch what the companies are calling the PLT, which stands for plant, lettuce, tomato. So you had to figure if Burger King's having some luck with it, McDonald's has got to jump in on the fun.
I think they are having some luck with it.
Yeah.
I think they're moving some units.
I've seen commercials for it now, so I mean, they must be pushing it.
Well, the thing that, happens so often in what we do, we were kind of talking about this earlier, is everything that's out there, especially with social media now, once somebody has put the big old rubber stamp on it that this is awesome, it's like, if you don't like it, then it's like, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
And just because you're eating a plant-based burger doesn't mean you're eating a burger that's actually better for you. You're just eating a burger that's not got animal product as far as like the meat. It can be higher in sodium, fat, and calories. So, I mean, I know somebody who's running around saying, oh, I'm eating all plant-based. I'm eating all plant-based. But yet they're gaining weight.
Yes.
Because
you can
Did you tell them that?
no.
Okay.
You can still gain weight eating this plant-based stuff. You're not necessarily doing yourself a favor. If you want to do yourself a favor, go eat actual plants.
I told you I was on that run for a good 2 weeks. I was doing nothing but those plant burgers, and I was making them triple cheese. And I did tip the scale in the higher end. I had gained about 6 pounds.
Yeah, somebody's saying, they're very high in calories. Check the calories on
They
this.
are.
The calories, the sodium, all the stuff that they have to add to it to make it taste good.
Oh, then the potato bread, then
Yeah.
the Velveeta, then you put mayo on it. It's like 9,000 calories.
It is. If you make it like a normal burger.
But I'm eating plant-based.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up. You're not doing yourself any favors.
Right, and even Bab says in the chat room, the vegans aren't eating it because a lot of the burgers they found out the plant-based burgers are being cooked where the regular ones are, and so if you're vegan, you can't have that cross-contamination.
This is not for vegans.
It's not.
This is for trendy people that want to walk around saying, "Oh, I'm eating plant-based now."
It's for the fake vegans. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the know.
You're a plant-based douche because you actually don't know what's going on.
I'm healthy. I ate a plant-based burger from Burger King. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you had onion rings with it.
So here we are to bash all those trends. What is it that everybody loves, everybody's raging about, and what, you don't like it? What do you mean? What's wrong with you? What is it that everybody else loves but you don't?
Starbucks. I can't stand Starbucks. I think they got crap.
Yeah.
Are they a client? They got. I don't. I think their snack game is weak. Their soda game is weak.
They don't feel like they're built for you.
Everyone acts like, oh, Starbucks. No, I don't like it.
No, he's a Dunkin' guy.
Thank you. I
Yes.
am.
Yeah, I am. All right, so tell me, what is it that everybody loves but you don't? 877-979-WRMF. And then, of course, tell us why next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
We are more than ever victims to all these trends that pop up. And when it does, it's all over social media, and somebody stamps it like, this is awesome, and if you don't like it, you're weird.
White Claw.
Or you're bad. You're not a good person.
Right, like what? And so it's creating, we were sheep before this, but social media has made us even bigger sheep. We just follow all the trends.
Funny enough, that's on my list. Social media and just hashtags in general annoy me now.
Yeah.
And I should like them. Oh, they're great.
Kind of get it. Sabrina's on here from West Palm. So what is that one thing that everybody loves, but you don't? Sabrina, what is it for you?
It's pumpkin spice.
Amen. Finally, somebody said it other than me.
It gets bigger every year. There are more and more things that you see pumpkin spice on.
It's because the media makes it bigger than what it needs to be. Not that many people like pumpkin spice. You don't like it, do you?
I do.
Get out.
I love it. I love everything pumpkin. Oh, I had a pumpkin ravioli the other day. It's so good.
The poor man's apple. That's all that is the poor man's apple.
I don't know if apple ravioli would taste this good.
Fat Kevin, pumpkin or apple?
Apple.
Thank you.
In a ravioli?
No, just in general. You're
Yeah.
fancy. Pies and pasta, tequesta.
Yeah. Sabrina, was it you just don't like the flavor of it?
I mean, I just think it's so over the top. No, I don't like it. I'm not a pumpkin pie eater. No pumpkin Cheerios. Pumpkin nothing. No pumpkin donut. None
Yeah,
of that.
I gotta say, when you really start breaking it down and thinking about it, I mean, pumpkin pie is kind of gnarly, isn't it? I mean, doesn't it seem like someone's already chewed it and they spit it into a crust?
It's not even good.
It's a baby food pie.
The texture really kind of gets to me. When I really think about it, I'm like,
It's slimy. It's
Yes.
hard. The star is either the crust or the whipped cream. It's
Yeah.
never the pumpkin.
it should be making us nauseous. It's a good one, Sabrina. A lot of people have said that, actually. You're not alone. So if you feel like I don't get the pumpkin spice thing, I feel like I'm the only person on, and that's how they make you you feel. You feel like you're the only weird person on planet Earth that is not into White Claw or pumpkin spice. And do they have a pumpkin spice White Claw?
I would drink that.
They probably will have that. If they don't have that, let's put everything together. Some of the top texts that we got several for bacon.
It's the campaign of bacon, I think, really annoy people. People try to act like bacon just got discovered. It's been around for a minute.
Yeah, well, again, it's the social media. It got trendy. You would put them in your Bloody Marys, and then they would be, on Instagram, and they'd be like, it's the best thing ever. I discovered bacon.
I love bacon.
But, I mean, you loved bacon back in the 80s, too.
I did. I've always loved it.
It's not like it's this new thing.
It's when they got to that thick bacon and started putting them in our drinks.
Oh, I love thick bacon.
Yeah, the person or several people did, but one person said, the thing I hate about bacon is it's salty, nasty, it comes from a stupid animal, and you taste it all day long.
Yeah, I mean, they got...
It is, if you had to put down a list of kickback foods that you eat, bacon is up there. You do taste bacon for a while.
There's certain pizzas that are like that, too. I won't say who, but they're one of the big three.
Kickback?
Oh, yeah.
Kickback pizza?
Definitely.
Another text said, everybody loves avocado, and I hate how they taste and smell, and let's not even start about the texture.
The most overrated vegetable or fruit, whatever it is.
Oh, it's so good.
It is not.
I'm eating one right now.
It's so bland. It's
so yummy.
It's overrated.
Creamy. They can make dessert now with avocado. Instead of using like a bunch of cream and stuff, they'll add like avocado to real chocolate and make a chocolate pudding.
Yeah, no, I'm with that person.
I'm so glad.
Somebody said the Popeyes chicken sandwich. What's so revolutionary about this? We just put a pickle slice in it and everybody's losing their mind.
Yeah, I
Is
agree.
it really that great?
I haven't had one. Haven't they been out for like a month?
Yeah, I
They've
think
been
so.
out.
Well, I mean, that died down pretty fast, didn't it? It was it was hot and that's the thing.
But they
too.
ran out. Like in all the
Yeah.
stores. If you go, there's a sticker on the door that said, sorry, we couldn't meet the demand.
I know a lot of people love it, but every time we talk about it, anytime we bring it up, I get so bummed out internally. Anything about the royal wedding, anything about the royals, the queen, the prince, Margan Makel or Megel Markin or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Oh, it just bums me out. Can't stand it.
Why are you hating? She's an American princess.
The royalty family, I could give 3 craps about them. I mean, I don't wish them
It's very
harm.
Kardashian because you look at them and you say, what did they actually really do? I know they do a lot of philanthropy.
Oh,
great.
I get it. They're great people. I just don't want to hear about them. I don't want to talk about it for 10 minutes about what they're wearing and, oh, did you see that he walked over there and looked in the I don't care.
Yeah, you can't get through tennis now if you watch tennis because Margan Merkel was
not her name. Her name is not Margan Merkel.
Oh, man.
She was at Wimbledon, and then she was at the U.S. Open because she's friends with Serena.
Of course.
You want to get Bird to shut down? Start talking about the Royals.
Merkel.
What is it everybody loves, but you don't? A lot of people saying coffee, can't even stand the smell of it. I'm right there with you.
Oh, I love it.
I never got into coffee, and I know I'm in the minority on that.
I get it.
Coconut water, everybody loves it. It's so gross.
It is it tastes like bad feet. It really does. The stuff you and Denny's drink is really offensive.
I love coconut water. You know what's good with it? A little rum. Oh, lime.
It comes in those gross square boxes. Ugh.
Oh, the ones that are good for the planet. How dare they?
Well, it's not good for the soul.
Kombucha. It's an
I don't like
overpriced drink. It tastes okay.
It tastes weird.
But it's supposed to be your gut bacteria or whatever, and that's why you drink it, and that's why you pay $9 or whatever it is for a bottle of it at Whole Foods. They got a whole kombucha section.
I don't know if I trust it.
I don't know that I trust it either. I
How
feel like
much
I'm being
probiotic
taken.
is in there?
I know. I feel like I'm being taken on that. That's
I
why I
take
don't do
probiotics that I get from a reputable place. I don't know about it in a drink on a shelf. How long has it been there?
I don't trust anybody anymore, Virginia.
This is a good one, and I could not agree more. Ariana in the chat room, seltzer water. Denny's gave me some seltzer water. I thought it was a soda, and it's not. Oh, my.
Oh, like the LaCroix.
Oh,
LaCroix are
Oy.
big. Oh, yeah.
LaCroix makes me angry.
Yeah.
I hate LaCroix. It's all Denny's ever has.
It doesn't have any sugar, so he's mad at it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Terrible. I wish LaCroix would go bye-bye.
It's tough because it's a struggle for anybody who wants to have a beverage that's burnt out on water, but they don't want to have anything with sugar. I mean, it really is a battle. I'm that guy, and it's tough.
You're lying to yourself. I know in your heart you do not like LaCroix. Like Denny's doesn't either.
No, but I don't like it, but it's better, it's about the best thing you got. That's why sometimes you drink kombucha, because you're trying to find anything and I don't drink coffee. So here I am. I'm limited in beverages.
Denny's tries to say he likes the way seltzer water tastes. I know he's lying to himself.
No, he's in there. He's telling you through
He
the
looks
glass.
happy.
He likes it.
Nah, he's in denial.
He's smiling.
He's convincing me. I really believe he likes it.
No, that's
You
seltzer.
just want him to like soda, and he doesn't because he wants to be healthy.
I am so anti-seltzer water, Virginia. I'm on a whole campaign with
You're
it.
too pro soda.
Well, that too. There's some truth to that statement.
Greek yogurt, another one. Somebody said, I just posted this on Facebook yesterday. I don't like Elvis. Fight me.
You don't like that doo-wop 50s stuff?
Yeah, I can't stand the 50s music. It's terrible. Somebody said Hamilton. Oh, my gosh. All my friends rave about Hamilton. I finally made a trip to New York, and I did not get any of it.
That happens a lot with movies where people will, oh my gosh, it's the best movie ever, and then I watch it and I go, I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I want to see Hamilton before I judge it because I know so many people love it. I want to see it.
High-waisted mom shorts.
Those
Isn't that what
look,
we were talking about earlier?
they look ridiculous, but I mean, they're better than Daisy Dukes. Yes, the bottom of the butt is hanging out, but as a mother of a child who is currently wearing the high-waisted mom shorts,
Yeah.
I'm just happy that they're covering something.
TikTok, the social media platform where you make videos so stupid and cringy, somebody said. Also, those poke bowls. A big bowl of raw fish sounds pretty uneventful.
Oh, poke is awesome.
And let me see. The Beatles right up there with Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
Okay, there you go. All right, so is there anything else that you would put on it? Seems like everybody loves it except for you. So there you go. Jbird has got a story to tell us coming up here in just a minute. He had some party drama from over the weekend, Virginia.
I know you were going to be shooting your latest video for your snack pack song.
Yeah.
Yes, we were. We
Well,
had the stack pack together.
Happened at the post party, the wrap-up shoot party.
The after party.
The
It
after party.
always does.
Snack pack after parties are pretty lawless, Virginia. This one just the same. That's going to start our call them outs. If you got anybody to call out, 877-979-WRMF. Who you got to call out today? Let us know. 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763. We will get to your calls here in a second as Jbird limps his way into the studio. Now, are these seem to be separate stories, what you did to your ankle and
Yes.
the fight that happened on Saturday.
So during we were doing a snack pack music video. We got this really, really nice house, this mansion we're filming at. So
Okay.
Really?
there's a bunch of girls in the video, and
Yeah.
there's a mansion there, and all of that was great. Everyone's having fun, but there's definitely some drinking going on, and you could kind of see see things develop.
See the wheels coming
You
off.
could just see things kind of.
Now, how long had this gone on? Because, typically with parties, there is really you should put a timeline on it because you can kind of figure out, like, from a party's beginning to an end, when you start getting past the 2-hour mark, depending upon how quickly people drink. But after about 2 hours, things get a little bit fuzzier. After 3 hours, things get dangerous.
So it started at 2. The shoot got done at 7. And I had to go home, take care of Chewy, do some stuff, and I came back to the after party. I even told Denny's, I said, I don't think I should go to the after party. The train is starting to fall off the tracks here.
What kind of place was the after party held?
It's just someone's house, someone that was
Okay.
involved with the whole snack pack shoot thing.
Did
so
Denny's go back with you?
he did not, because he's a married man.
Yes.
And he's smart.
I went home and had some dinner.
So
Okay.
it's like 9:30 at night now, and it's one of those things where I don't really know that many people there. I only know a few people, but spirits were high. I had the guitar there. I go outside to kind of mingle, and I'm out there. It's very, very peaceful out there, looking at the stars. It was so beautiful. Wasn't it nice there?
Oh, beautiful location, too.
Yeah, both places beautiful. So I'm just kind of playing the guitar, and everyone seems cool. I notice this chick kind of looking at me like there's something wrong. And I'm kind of paraphrasing because I was kind of taken off guard. I'm just kind of shooting the breeze with this one guy who's really, really cool. And she looks at me, she goes, again, paraphrasing, so I know you're talking trash about me. I know that you don't like me. I know all this, along those lines, to the point where I look at her, I go, are you talking to me? Because I've never seen this girl before in my life. The first time I'd ever seen her was when I walked out to the patio to start playing guitar. So I was confused at first.
Did she know who you were?
I don't think, I don't know. I really don't know, to be quite honest with you.
So we might have a possible case of mistaken identity?
No. That's not, I mean, I think she did know, because the whole thing was basically a thing for the snack packs. I'd imagine she would know something of those sorts. So anyway, she looks at me, she starts saying that the host of the party took her in to the bathroom and said, and that I had told her all of this stuff, that I don't like this girl and she's got a bad attitude. I was talking trash about her. None of this happened, by the way. I'd never seen this girl in my life. So,
and everybody's still there at the party, all these people?
Yeah, you got people in the living room, you got people out in the back. So it's, again, a lot of stuff's going on there. So she's goes, I know you're talking trash about me, blah, 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 just told me. And now I'm in the middle of all these people I don't know, and this girl's calling me out for something I did not say, and she does not look happy. So I'm like, well, that's not true. I go, I've never seen you before in my life. And she's like, oh, you didn't just go with blah, blah, blah in the bathroom and say all this stuff. Okay, whatever. So now I turn
Which she's bombed, do you think?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I was so confused by it, because at 1 minute I'm just playing guitar and that kumbaya stuff, and then that happens. So I then go, well, let's get the host of the party out here and let's figure out what's going on. And so now I'm in this lawn chair with my guitar. The girl stands up, the host is outside, and she goes, Did you not just go in there? Did Jason just not go in there and start talking trash about me? Then the host comes back and says, no, that never happened. So now they are in a fight in front of me. They're going back and forth. He never said that. You said he said that. And everyone's just looking at me.
So you're in the middle of a fight now. They're fighting about who did or didn't say it, and then people are just looking at you like, who is this guy and what's going on?
Apparently the one girl said, I went to the bathroom. I got the host in the bathroom and said, that girl is blah, 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 and she's awful, and whatever. I was talking trash about her, which was never true. None of that ever happened. And by the time that I got to the area, the mood had shifted, and she was mad at me. I had no idea why. So now they're fighting, and I'm getting upset now. This is why I don't hang out with people I don't know.
And so you're making a scene now at the
now
party?
I'm upset now because she's calling me a liar. What are you talking about? So they move the fight into the living room, and the doors close. I'm like, oh man, this isn't good.
They're too much.
They're jawing back and forth. I
can't believe you're still here at this party. Like I would have been strong. Like I would have been gone.
The host then, I think, tries to hug the girl to make it okay. She pushes the host.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then she ends up leaving, and then I couldn't let it go, so I kept on talking about it. So I think everyone thinks I'm a maniac now.
Now you're still talking about it?
Well, yeah, I know. It was so bizarre, but have you ever had that where someone accuses you of something, you have no idea what's going on, and you're confused? I think you kind of did that to somebody, actually, at St. Patty's Day.
Oh, yeah, I was way out of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a theme here.
I've been yelled at a party that I've never met a person before. They started accusing me of saying like all these things, like talking trash about him. I was like, I have never ever met you or seen you in my life. It was a case of mistaken identity.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I still.
It was very odd.
Yeah, this whole thing was so odd. The one girl that was mad at me, she left because it was such a dramatic scene, and I never really got answers of what happened. I still don't know why that girl was so mad at me. I would love to talk to her and smooth it over. I got no hard feelings with the girl.
There may not be talking to this girl. Doesn't sound like
You gotta talk when everybody sobers up.
Yeah.
I think that the night of is not the time to talk.
Oh,
yeah.
that
Everybody wants to talk and work out all their problems that night. No, we got to squash it right now.
Let's just convene when we're sober.
Oh, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I avoid house parties.
Yeah.
I just am not.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I don't do this.
I'm so glad I didn't go.
You were gonna go too.
I was gonna go, and then all kinds of drama happened in my neighborhood. Somebody drove into the woods. And
Drove into the woods?
Yeah.
So this kid, 18-year-old, coming around a corner, going too fast, right by my house, literally drives into the Tequesta woods. And the only thing you see sticking out of the woods is the back of his car. And as I'm driving by, I'm like, that's weird. And then he comes stumbling out of the car, and literally we were the first people that drove upon it. And I rolled down the window. I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, no, I need some help. Help me. And so I'm like, okay.
Gosh.
I can't just drive by a kid saying, help me.
man.
So we pulled over. I had Mags in the car. I'm like, Mags, you stay in the car. Lock the doors. I got out. I'm like, are you alone? Are you by yourself? And yeah, it was this kid, 18, by himself, took this 90-degree turn going way too fast and drove his ass right into woods, and then was stuck and couldn't get out. And then so drama. We tried to get it out, but then we couldn't get it out. Had to call the tow truck. Had to call his parents. It was bad.
Good Lord.
I didn't want to leave there until his mama got there because
Yeah.
if it was one of my kids,
Yeah.
I would want somebody to stay with them. The kid touched the tailpipe of his car trying to move this branch and get his car out, burned his whole hand. And so I stayed there with him till his mama got there, figuring, oh, the mama's going to show up and thank us for staying with her son. Nope, she showed up and started cursing him out. I was like, okay, I'm leaving.
So that's why you didn't come to my drama party?
I was having my own drama in Tequesta.
You guys, I don't know how you guys have all this. It just attaches itself.
It really does.
amazing.
I swear to you, on this one, I was just chilling out, minding my own damn business.
Wow. So then the ankle is all busted and you're hobbling around here for a different reason.
That was during the shoot, dancing around. I had the weakest ankles. They're made of wood. I have wooden ankles.
You're like Pinocchio?
Yeah, they're bad. I twisted it.
You hurt yourself making a video.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
Hurt myself in many ways.
Oh, it's a good thing it's back to the week. Your guys weekends. I don't
We
know how you
can't have a
survive.
weekend. Yeah, we're going to kill ourselves.
I was telling Dennis, I go, something always goes down. Always.
Yeah, always. Look at this crew. Well, we were talking a little bit here just a second ago about if you had to put together a list of serial killers in Hollywood, people who might have really seriously killed.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh,
I could see him, yes.
He definitely killed and hid the body, and you'll never find it.
Yeah, sometimes you think, they would make the list just because they play really good bad people,
No, I think
in movies.
I think it's not an act.
I think he really
I
is.
think he really is dark.
I think he really is Kaiser Sose. I do. I think he's Kaiser Sose from.
Kevin Spacey is a great one. Absolutely, I'd put him on the list. I could see, and you said Gary Busey.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been on, even back in the 70s.
Yeah, but you could see him definitely in something like that.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
Like a hooker or something. Like, oh, what have I done?
Okay.
What have I done?
What am I doing? What about Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, I could see. But is it because he's got that almost kind of like a villain look, and he's always kind of portrayed as a villain? Are we just so used to that?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to separate. Be like, okay, who could legitimately be a serial killer in Hollywood, and is it just because they're such a good actor doing villainous roles?
I mean, Kevin Spacey, I feel like at the core of him really could do it, and then get off on the fact that he had this plan and
the power.
Yes.
You know who'd be the best serial killer?
Who?
Tom Hanks. He's got this flowery exterior. Everybody loves Tom Hanks, draws you in. He's the most trustworthy person in Hollywood. Yet past midnight, all he does is murder.
I think you'd break America's heart. If
You
you
would.
We would never trust anything ever again.
Oh my gosh.
Ever again. Woody Harrelson.
No, he's
too sweet.
Too sweet and likable. Absolutely too likable.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
He's on that, yeah.
He might have actually. I don't know.
I know.
The Natalie Wood story.
Yeah.
He might know stuff.
Why was he on the boat, Virginia?
What about Jim Carrey? Possible? He seems a little trippy.
He seems like he definitely, I think, has a dark side, but I don't see him doing murder.
I don't think it could hurt anybody.
Yeah. Not murder.
Okay. And the one person that we're going to be talking probably a lot about this week and next week especially, and after you see The Joker, you might say Joaquin Phoenix.
So that movie is already causing, it's getting people talking. A lot of people, it's supposed to be really good, but it's pretty violent. And
what is the talk on it? Because he's one of those people, he's an amazing actor. And it was really kind of fascinating because I was doing a little bit of a deeper dive, kind of getting ready for that movie as it opens up this week, The Joker. And I'm like, okay, we've already seen The Joker. The Joker's been done. Can I remove myself enough from the other Joker?
Well, so what this does
to get this one.
This is a little different because you really see the backstory and why he becomes the Joker, and it's a whole thing. You never see why he becomes the Joker.
prequel?
Yeah, pretty much. And,
Yeah.
And from what I'm hearing and reading about, people like it. The knock on it is that it sort of makes the Joker a sympathy figure, and he's an evil person. And there's mental health articles written about it, and some people it's glorifying the mental health crisis.
Well, I think like anything, it's complicated.
Yes.
When you got villainous people, we always want to make everything black and white,
but I guess
good and bad.
You start to feel bad for him,
Yeah.
you pull for the bad guy.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of times you look at people do bad stuff, and there was twisted things that happened to them that sometimes brought them to where they are.
It's a movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just even looking at Joaquin Phoenix, do you remember? It's been, I think, 11 years ago now, maybe a little bit longer, but remember when he went hip-hop?
But that was all an act, though.
Yeah. But I started kind of like doing a deeper dive into the life of Joaquin Phoenix. And he is one interesting cat. And that's, not it. It was in 2008 where he did that whole thing, his official retirement. Because I think it was in 2006 he done Walk the Line, and he got a Golden Globe for that.
He was great in the movie Signs. I just watched that yesterday. That is such a good movie.
Yeah, no, he is. And apparently he has major anxiety about acting. He said every single time, like, he gets nauseous, he sweats profusely, sweats through his shirts. He said it's not easy for him to do.
I think Bill Hader is like that too. He's got pretty big anxiety issues.
Yeah.
The guy from SNL, and you know who Bill Hader is.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, so fascinating stuff. I was looking at this all the way back into the 70s. His parents had all these kids, and they all had interesting names, not just him. You had Joaquin, you had River, Rain, Liberty, and Summer are the 5 Phoenix kids.
I went to school with people like that had those kind of, the whole family had those kind of names.
Yeah, and apparently Joaquin, nobody could pronounce his name, so in 1978 he changed his name to Leaf because he wanted to have more of a nature-sounding name because all of his siblings did for the most part.
I'd be mad if they all got names like River, Rain, Summer, and now I'm Joaquin.
Yeah, and nobody at that time could pronounce Joaquin and didn't know what it was. In the 70s, his parents joined this extremely controversial cult called the Children of God.
Okay.
And they traveled all throughout Central and South America. These, 2 hippie parents and their 5 hippie kids doing stuff. He's been a vegan since he was 3.
Since 3? So he's probably never had a burger.
No. Joaquin Phoenix has never had a burger, so he's just got this really fascinating life.
That's so California.
And then he was there the night his brother OD'd at his own club in Los Angeles in 1993. In fact, he's the one that made the 911 call.
Oh, wow.
That's rough.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like looking at Joaquin Phoenix and all the kind of stuff that's going on with him.
You forget that he had his brother Rivers because he's become such a star.
Yeah.
And Rivers was the star.
River Phoenix was the big star until 1993, and he had the club, and he was only like 23, but was doing a ton of different drugs and OD'd that night because of it. But yeah, I was just wondering, I'm like, what would it be like to be in a cult? I mean, do you even... Because it sounded like even from this, maybe they didn't even realize they were in a cult. And I'm wondering if people were in a cult, they don't think they're in a cult.
So I was watching stuff up on Charles Manson, and some of the stuff that he would do, he'd get them all on drugs. And there's a debate on whether Charles Manson would take the drugs. So he would be clear-headed, He'd give everybody acid, and then he'd sit them all around like the campfire and go over all of his theories and do this. But he's clear-headed, and they're buying into everything he's saying.
Because they're tripping.
And he's just warping their mind, warping it. And after over a period of time, you start to get brainwashed, especially if you keep using the drugs. You know how that would go. Your soul starts to go bye-bye, and you're a zombie. Very fascinating stuff.
That is.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, if anybody's ever been in a cult and you knew it and what was it like? And I could see probably where you're a kid and you're in it and you're just like, I mean, it's your parents, so you think it's all legit.
Well, I think there's a big element of fear that goes in there somehow. And I think the key, too, is to use fear without you realizing you're afraid, if that makes sense. you're scaring you're putting seeds in their head, and like Manson would constantly tell these girls, you don't need your mother. You are your mother. You are the earth. You don't need nobody. And he would constantly say all this stuff, how you drop that ego, Virginia. And he'd put them on drugs and plant little seeds of doubt.
Yeah, it's just really some fascinating stuff. I had a cousin that wound up joining a cult, left his family and everything. And this guy was, I think, like head of... He had a government job in Colorado where he was like the head of the drug enforcement something or other. And so it's like this guy looks as rock solid and stable as possible. And, you know, I've got this very vanilla family.
Yeah, you do.
And they're like, yeah, apparently he left his wife and kids.
Kevin's definitely the spiciest, and you are milky.
Yeah. And this dude like just up and joined a cult and apparently still is like off the grid.
He's still in the cult?
Yeah.
How many years later?
Oh, I mean, this is probably 20 years.
Well, I think, too, have you ever felt in the course of your life, maybe you might be at a lost point, you kind of don't know where you're going. I think sometimes people will feel lost and they'll go into a cult and they feel like, oh, they want me. They make you feel good about yourself and that you're special and you're a part of something special and you're at such a vulnerable time in your life, you need that emotional security, and I think that's how they get people.
Dang, that's scary.
That's just my theory.
Do we have any cults around here? Because it seems like certain parts of the country gravitate towards cults.
Oh, I could see Ocala having a cult somewhere, like on a farm area.
It feels like it, yeah.
Yes.
It feels like if anybody should have cults, it should be Florida.
You don't
We
see
should
like
have
a lot of
plenty them.
you don't see like a lot of cults like downtown though.
No, there's not going to be a cult.
You gotta have like a field.
You have to have a field and not bathe.
And usually there's like a bunch of like women and like one dude.
Oh, that was exactly
Yeah.
how the whole Manson thing was run. The men ate first, and then
Screw that.
Oh, you would-
I'd be one chick and a bunch of dudes.
Oh,
That's
you-
how I'm setting up my cult.
Y'all
Y'all work for me.
You would have stopped the Manson murders because you would have.
I would have blew the whole thing
You
up.
would have shanked Charlie.
I would have shanked Charlie, slapped the girls. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I know you would.
Get yourself together. Don't listen to this crazy man.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Talking about Joaquin Phoenix. He's going to be all over the place this week. You're going to see his face because his movie The Joker is going to be coming out on Friday. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Creepy, weird, just ooh.
Apparently, there's some Palm Beach connection too.
Oh, there is.
I guess his fiance is from Palm Beach.
Oh, really?
Family's from Palm Beach.
did not know that.
So there's an impending wedding, and it may be a Palm Beachy scene.
Really?
So you could actually run into Joaquin. Got that from my sources.
Look at you. So connected with the dirt of the day.
So connected.
Yeah, I just feel we just got a dirt story.
It was a good one, though. I like that.
Thank you, Kevin.
Do we have a timetable on that, Virginia?
I don't. Let me ask. Timetable.
She's acting like she's texting somebody.
I know.
I
She's
am.
totally not. She's on TikTok.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, and this sounds like a cult, The Children of God.
Yeah, that sounds real culty.
Doesn't that sound like something from a movie?
Oh yeah. Well, it reminds me of Children of the Corn.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, his
In the same kind of feel too.
Right. His parents had dragged he and his 4 other siblings into that back in the 70s. They're all over Central and South America, and it feels like a cult tour.
The women have to wear long robes to the ground.
Probably something like that.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I didn't get kind of the gist of what they're all about.
It's usually not on the woman's side when
No.
it comes to the cult stuff.
It's usually not. That's why I'm really anti-cult.
I
I like
think-
the cult where it's like one woman in charge and she's enslaved all these guys. Now that
Okay.
would be awesome.
I don't think cults are good at all.
No, they're not good for anybody.
Yeah, it just feels like we're talking about cults here in Florida, too. And if there was ever a state that would have cults, it feels like if you had to say the top states, and I always love making up bunk stats, but it just feels right. Like Florida would be in the top 5, California, Colorado would be in the top, and then there would be like some weird state, but it would be like a Wyoming or something like that.
Definitely, yeah. And I can also see a cult going on down in the Everglades somewhere where they find a little piece of land away from everything, kind of right before it gets all swampy.
Well, somebody's saying apparently there's one in Tallahassee, and they said, a lot of people consider Scientology to be a cult, and they're based in Clearwater. I forget about that because you always hear that David, whatever his name is in California all the time, babysitting Tom Cruise. So I always think about Los Angeles, but apparently,
he
the
holds them.
Yeah, well, that's why John Travolta lives in Ocala.
Right.
I think to be close to the headquarters, right?
You're right.
And he's got an airport at his place.
He does.
See, I know dirt stories too, Kev.
Let me see. We've got Fred on here from Port St. Lucie. Yes, there is a cult called, what is it, Gratitude Training? Is that the name of it, Fred?
Correct. Gratitude Training, and I think it started in Lake Worth and now it's all over South Florida. And you don't need a farm without the land.
Yeah, your phone's terrible, Fred.
The cult got to you.
Yeah, I heard Lake Worth and what else? What do they do in this cult?
It's got different levels, and one of the levels is just to recruit other people, obviously, to join it. But it's under the guise of self-help and self-improvement. And they kind of prey on people that are vulnerable. Or a lot of people in South Florida that are in recovery end up joining it.
Okay.
And it's expensive, right? So you have to pay like an astronomical amount.
It just, you know what it sounds like? It just sounds like multi-level marketing.
Right.
Those feel like cults sometimes. What was that, Mona V?
Yeah.
That felt like a cult when that was out. Remember that juice? You're supposed to, I mean, everything about it was like a cult.
No, you're right. And they came at you. Boy,
they did.
Mona V, I remember that terrible time period.
Well, but the people that are in the groups and they'd have meetings and they do everything they could to tell you how great it was.
They started shaving their heads.
Like you said, they use fear. They say if you don't drink Mona V, your body's going to fall apart.
Oh,
You're
I
gonna
remember.
live an extra 40 years if you drink Mona V.
I
Oh, my
remember.
body's already falling apart. Nothing to do with Mona V. Probably more to do with alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Fred loved to hear more about that story. I can't get his phone quite right. Somebody texted in and said there's a show on Hulu called Extreme Cults. And it goes all over all the major cults in the U.S. It's a very excellent show. It's fascinating stuff where you're just like, wow.
Yeah, but even what the last guy said, people that are kind of just down and out and they're lost. I think that's a big element there.
See, I could see that too because of the recovery industry being so big in South Florida and Delray Beach that, you know, people are just looking for guidance. You know, they've pinged out of and they're trying to stay on the straight and narrow and they need help. They need somebody that's going to walk them through it. And then they're just looking for the light in life.
They feel alone, and when you go to
Yeah.
these cults, they make you feel like that's at least what they did with the Manson thing. You'd walk up, and they would just hug you and love you immediately. Oh, you're so beautiful, Virginia. Your body is perfect. You don't need to change. You're
Well,
so
now I know you're insane.
exactly.
But, I mean, okay, question. Was there ever a good cult? Is there one that you can go in that, like, you join it and it's, like, awesome and they're, like, nice to you and you're nice to them and it's great and you're happy you did it?
So I think the knock on the cult thing is, do you lose your authentic self? If anything of that goes on where you're not Virginia anymore, I would say no. And then at that point, is it a cult? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking up what a cult is, and it says a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. So it's got to be, I guess, the majority.
It's got to be sinister.
Yeah, people look at it as, okay, that's being bizarre or sinister. So you're in a minority group, and whatever it is you practice seems to be against the societal norms that it makes you look like, okay, that's a little weird. They're wearing, purple blankets and
I got a
Nikes.
few friends. I'm surprised they haven't been tricked yet into joining a cult.
Yeah, you
'Cause
do.
I do have people in my life, and you know them, that are very much into this, like, oh, and yes, I want to take the spiritual journey and dive right in. And, like, I could so see them getting sucked into a cult.
One of your friends specifically.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're thinking about, too.
Yeah, somebody said, my brother did gratitude. It was wild. It was thousands of dollars. We felt like we didn't even know him when he was going through it.
Gratitude? Is that the name
That's
of it?
the one Fred was talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and of course, Texas would also be in the top 5.
Texas. Yes.
Yeah, so apparently gratitude is pretty big here in South Florida. So there we go. We got one. All right. Well, if you got anything else to add to the discussion, you can definitely let us know. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. We can just wrap it right into the whacked out news going to be coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Got some crazy stuff, including a little more depth. Did you hear the latest with the kid that had held up that beer sign at the college game day on ESPN?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They dug a little deeper in this kid.
Someone forgot to go through their Twitter.
Yes. And the funny thing about it, did you hear about what happened to the guy who found those bad tweets on Twitter?
It came down on him too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many layers to this story.
The exposer gets exposed.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Okay. All right, boy, we're getting skinny there. You say find out some interesting stuff about cults. I'm like going, there's got to be a lot of cults in South Florida. And man, people, stories, unbelievable.
We get a lot of stuff about this gratitude, Kev.
Wow.
I guess it started in Lake Worth.
So is it a cult? Is gratitude a cult?
Well, again, by the technical definition, and here's what it takes for something to be a cult: a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. And so, that's the whole thing. You could really group about, people are saying, you pretty much group a lot of religions into that too, depending upon how it is. But I think it's about the numbers game. It's got to be kind of a minority thing. And if, major religions lost enough numbers and people looked at that being, okay, they're weird, they can all be cults.
You're right. The lack of numbers make it culty.
Yes. By technical definition. I'm just reading off of what it says. Yeah, it all could fit into that mold, I guess, apparently, depending upon what happens in society. And yeah, somebody's just talking to us in the hall about the gratitude training. Somebody else texted in and said, yeah, my brother-in-law does gratitude. It's a cult. It's well over $5,000, and the stuff they do is pretty weird.
The guy was saying that they really try to get you. They try to really...
Well, that's what I was saying. He's saying the same thing. It's in Lake Worth, but when you've got the rehab stuff that's going on, you get people from all over the country that are coming here to try to shake drugs and get their life together and say, okay, I've taken a
new
misstep.
start, do different things.
But a lot of times to really make that change, you've got to have a new direction and point of focus in life.
And this becomes that.
Right, because this is, okay, I can get it together. I'm going to, and they sell stuff to you and you're like, this is what I need. And boom,
so they sell self-improvement programs, but there's like multiple steps and they take hours and hours to complete. And there was a lawsuit recently that this guy claims he joined the cult, but it was actually a sex cult.
What cult? What place is that?
Gratitude.
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, apparently it's really growing. From what we're hearing.
Are we getting anybody texting that's part of gratitude? I'd like to talk to someone who's legit into it.
Not yet.
I want to see if they have cult voice.
Somebody just told us that, yeah, you'll probably get somebody that'll call and defend it here in a second. But yeah, it's somebody said there's a program like Gratitude called Landmark, and they're in the same office building as my job. It's another life-improving program that costs thousands. People always seem a bit off when they're taking their cig breaks.
Okay, first step of life coaching, quit the ciggy.
Yeah. Number one, stop chain smoking.
Stop it now. Get it together.
This reminds me, I don't think you guys watched Boy Meets World, did you? No, there was
we
one.
didn't watch that.
Sean Hunter goes to the center, and it's a cult. And never mind, I'm losing the room.
On Boy Meets World?
Yeah. I forgot who my audience was.
Somebody in the chat room named Jason said, yeah, the New Harvest Church in Clewiston, the people who went and didn't stay always called it a cult. Okay.
I would love for a cult to try to get me. See like gratitude. I'd like to see if they could try to turn. I know they can't. I'd like to see what they do though to try to turn somebody.
Well, they're in Pompano. You should go down there, walk in, and be like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?"
And then I don't show up. I don't show up to work, guys. I found a new way.
We lost the bird. They got it
within a day.
Yeah, who on this show is most likely to wind up in a weird cult?
The bird?
Probably me.
Yeah.
And I might be the leader.
Yeah. Somebody is texting me saying, yeah, LMAO, I did Gratitude. Religion isn't even a topic. It's like Tony Robbins on a more personal level. And somebody's saying, yeah, I mean, Tony Robbins, he's got a house on Palm Beach.
Yeah, I mean, they pay thousands to go see him.
A lot of all those people that talk for a living, they pay a lot of money for that self-help stuff.
There's so much of it. I read a lot of the little blogs that are on it, but that's a big thing about optimization, this stuff, that there's a lot of things that are probably tiptoeing right around the whole cult stuff.
So I believe in a lot of that positive reinforcement, but like anything, you can go too far to the right or to the left.
You don't have to pay Tony Robbins $5,000 to get positive reinforcement. There's plenty of memes on Instagram.
Yeah, YouTube them. It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And there are some people you wouldn't expect that have an interesting cult story. Somebody just texted me, said the couple who invented the Slinky have got a wild cult tale.
I heard it. So he left.
Yeah, after it became successful, he joined a cult. He gave them all his money, had tons of affairs, asked for a divorce in which his wife acquired the company, and it's $1 million debt. He takes off for South America with the cult. She revived the company. Then he returns because he wanted her back, but not the kids.
What?
And then the FBI gets involved. Just, wait, what? Crazy stuff.
I'm sorry. If my man leaves me and goes off with a cult and gives me the $1 million debt and I turn the company around, I'm never speaking to him again.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants you to.
No, he does. He tried to get her back.
No, I meant in your personal situation.
yeah, me, yeah.
Yeah, somebody else texted in and said Landmark and Gratitude are the same company run by the same woman. They tried to recruit me. A bunch of people I know did it.
Oh, I am so now intrigued with these recruiters and their process. I just want to see what this is about.
You got to Google Gratitude and then look at the pictures that pop up. And it's the pictures that pop up are creeping me out.
We got to get me to the recruitment center.
Like, what the hell is going on there?
Devin is on here from Wellington, who did Gratitude and wants to defend it. You said it's not a cult and you loved it, Devin.
I mean, for me, it did what I needed it to at that time in my life. I was trying to find a good career, and I wanted to find a great relationship and get, some breakthroughs for myself. And after I did the training, I actually found my husband, and we started dating, and now we're married and have a daughter. Sorry, you can hear her in the background. And I got a really good job that I was at for like 4 years. And for me, it was great. Not everybody has that same perspective, and that's okay. you know?
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, if that's what they're selling, that, you can get perspective at a time where you need it and get focused and get on track. And if you went and sold your story to a room of people, they'd probably be like, I want what Devin's got.
They already got Kevin. They already got Casey. He's already...
Yeah, I am.
He's in
Very
it.
intrigued.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid, Virginia.
Maybe I'd be that guy to join a call and be like, what happened to Kev?
You would go too. You and Jbird would go, and I'd be like, really?
Yeah, because you were driving...
I come in a weird robe one day,
What the hell?
and I've actually shaved my head. You're like, whoa, what's going on? Would that weird you guys out?
And then I would grow my hair out long to my ass. It would go the other way. I get it. Yeah, let's start a cult. Let's go. Let's do it.
So we have to wear long flowing robes. I want a
so
robe,
in.
and I want to...
I just want to let my hair grow, wear a robe.
You guys want to be the first recruit for my cult?
No, you don't.
I want all men and me, and then I tell all of you what to do.
Yeah, how's that different than
That's terrible. This is called the KVJ
exactly.
show.
How is that different?
We're living in.
You're the cult
Terrible.
leader.
This cult's awful.
Our cult leader's a
Where's
witch.
that purple Kool-Aid? Megan is on here from West Palm Beach. You were part of a residential program, you say, that was very cultish, Megan?
Yeah, it was. I was just going through a period of my life where I needed, outside help, and so I became a part of this residential program. It's 18 months, and it is a program where you can't watch TV, you can't read any books, you can't read any magazines or newspapers. You can only make calls from like a pre-approved list. All of your outgoing and ingoing mail is read, and you can only wear certain types of clothing.
Whoa.
The religion-based, so the only book that you were allowed to read is the Bible, but it was pre-approved Bibles. It had to be like a certain version, and yeah, so I was there for about 18 months, and at first it's really scary. You're like, this is definitely a cult. Why am I still here? And then afterwards, kind of like Devin, the last caller, said, it kind of ended up doing its job. It got me from point A to point B. And by the time I left the place, I was just in a completely different mindset, and it ended up doing a great thing for my life. But I would never, ever, ever do it again. Now that I'm out of that kind of brainwashed area, I look back and I'm like, that was definitely a cult.
Okay. Yeah, that's the interesting thing, too. And I think part of it that makes some people skeptical is just when there's a large price tag.
Yes, which a lot of them are.
Tagged
It's
on
like,
it. But, I mean,
training cost $5,000.
Right.
What?
I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for that. I want to pay for that. I want to pay for that. That's what happens.
But people would say, how much would you pay to get your life together and be like Devin?
Yeah.
Find your dream man. And get
Go
what's
get
that worth to you?
Get a real psychiatrist and go that route.
I don't want to join a cult with Devin. I want to join one with Kevin.
Yeah. You okay?
You can come visit us at the cult. It ain't going to be your kind of scene, Mama, but you can visit if you want.
I'm good.
I got to tell you, though, there's so many things that I have seen or maybe myself been a part of that feel cultish. Honestly, like even things like if you've ever seen, and my wife's been in a few of those CrossFit gyms, they become like cliques and cultish where all they worry about, all they can talk about is burpees. And they would always hang out together. Like they're not only working out every day, like every Friday night. I'm like going, these guys were together a lot. They'd all like wear matching T-shirts.
Now,
they're sleeveless.
They're all wearing workout stuff, and it's not a workout place. They're all going to groups together. They're shopping together.
Seriously. The time there, I was a little bit worried. Kate is on here from Boynton. You said that you were part of the gratitude training, Kate.
Yeah, a bunch of my friends tried to get me to do it, and they were relentless because that's their whole business model is you go through this training, and then there's like apparently like 4 or 5 levels of it, and if you don't want to do it, like if one of your friends does it and they recruit you and you don't want to do it, like they're relentless because their whole business model is, you know, the people in your life who don't want to do it aren't in alignment with who you are now, and they're bad for you now, and they need to do this program, or they shouldn't be part of your life anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what people were knocking with Tom Cruise's Scientology is that he had to, like, I guess, like, what, leave his daughter behind or something like that? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they, like, apparently, they're super secretive. Like, anyone you know that goes through it, they won't tell you specifics of what happens, which, like, who wants to sign up and spend thousands of dollars and not know what they're getting themselves into? But apparently, if you're, like, let's say going through course 1 and then you don't have the $3,000 to do course 2, they basically make you stand on a chair and beg for money from the other people.
Whoa.
Like, I really want to do it. I want to reach this next plateau of my life. Please help me out. Do you know of anyone who could grant me a scholarship or a grant or...
A scholarship would be for school. This is just goofy training. You
Well-
can't call it a scholarship. Like
Is that
that's
sanctioned?
like
Is that sanctioned?
that tries to legitimize the money that you're paying for this training.
They're
But I
saying
mean,
this is personal training to get your life in order,
I
Virginia.
don't like it. I don't like it. Go to a
Interesting.
psychiatrist. Go to a therapist. Like pay someone who actually has a real degree on the wall.
Well, I mean, you know, if we're trying to figure out exactly what is making a cult, it sounds like money's involved. You're doing goofy things that people would find weird.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like,
And you're supposed to recruit all your friends.
yeah.
And then shame them if they don't come through for you.
Yeah. But, you know, people point out there's a lot of different groups that, you know, could possibly start tiptoeing into the waters of cult based on this criteria.
That's weird. I know you're trying to not get people into cults, but all this talk, I kind of want to start one now. I'm kind of pumped about getting into a cult.
This gratitude training's loving this.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news.
Yeah, what?
So many people are mad.
Ow! Well, the saga about the kid is about maybe 2-3 weeks ago now. He was at the Iowa State game that College Game Day was at on ESPN on a Saturday morning. Held up a sign about send beer money and put his little Venmo account on there, and all of a sudden the money started trickling in. Then it started gushing in. And he did a cool thing. He donated it to a children's hospital. It's in Iowa City, and he was an Ames, Iowa person from Iowa State. People are like, oh, what a cool dude. And they even like got him his own beer. Well, then a reporter started digging through the kid's Twitter and realized, oh, he's not the coolest dude ever because he has racist tweets. Which gets everybody these racist tweets. But then here's the weird twist on this story. Somebody started then digging in the reporter's own tweets and found out he had his own racist tweets. And now he's been fired for his own racist tweets, who he exposed someone else for having racist tweets.
And then the person that fired him.
Oh my gosh. Guys, Seriously, we need to calm down.
Could we stop with racist tweets?
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like 10 years ago, I think wrote stuff on Twitter that they now would regret. But you need to go back and look at your old Twitter and see what you wrote. If you may have been dabbling in racism, it's going to bite you in the butt.
In 2009, racism was really trendy, Virginia.
I mean, just go check your house before you start calling other people's houses out.
That is pretty dumb. It's like, no.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, man.
Oh, man, that's... You know, the first guy was so pumped he got called out. The reporter.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, good.
Okay, if you had to come up with a list, top 5 worst ways to go, I have an entry if this is not in your top 5. Explosion inside a porta potty.
Oh, that's rough,
And
man.
you die?
You die, Virginia.
That's tough.
Happened in St. Augustine here in Florida.
Somebody died?
Yeah. Police are still trying to figure out exactly what caused the explosion, but probably, you had all the methane gas kicking around in there, and somebody just couldn't resist and tried to light up a heater, and kaboom!
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what happened?
I don't know. That's my early guess.
Could that really happen? I mean,
I don't know.
if you lit
think
up
about
a
it. I mean,
cigarette,
I'm trying to figure out, okay, what it is. Yeah, I mean, well, you do have methane gas, which is flammable. Anybody who lights their own farts like I do knows that.
I'm sure there have been people that have gone in a porta potty to smoke a joint.
Yeah.
How come they didn't blow up?
I think because a ciggy has a larger cherry on it. Denny's, is that accurate? Is that physics? I believe that's physics. Yeah. Unless you have a wonder joint.
But wouldn't you have to have the flame kind of by your butt area? Or no?
No, because the poop is in the porta potty.
Yeah, it's down in a hole.
Yeah, I mean, if it's sitting in there festering and it doesn't
not
have
your
good
poop.
ventilation, yeah.
It's all the 80 people that went before you's poop.
But it's the spark that does it. The spark. I don't know if you bring something already lit in there. I don't know if that would do
Or what
it.
if the dummy had a match?
Yeah, that would do it. Anything that would create a spark.
And they just lit. Okay, cool, it's lit. And then they just throw it down into the
That's crazy.
toilet.
I would never have. I wouldn't even think of that. There's so many easy ways I could die that I don't even think of.
There's so many reasons never to go in a porta potty.
That's just, you're right.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Terrible. If they were still doing that show, was it 1,001 Ways to Die or something like that?
Yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do it or not, but that's a good show.
If they revive it, bring that back. Explosion of porta potty. A 61-year-old guy was arrested in Connecticut for sleeping outside a deli in nothing but a hot pink thong. Oh, yeah.
That's hot.
And when you're that sexy, you can't help but, oh, yeah, baby. Do a little touchy-touchy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was apparently out there roughing up the suspect, so he was arrested for that. Not allowed to do that. Guy in Texas named Billy Bob Hall. Well, shocking. We have a guy named Billy Bob from Texas is going to be in trouble here in the Whacked Out News. Well, he recently got drunk before turning himself in for a parole violation. Then he showed up at the police station, and it turned out there wasn't a warrant actually out for his arrest. But he was so drunk, Billy Bob got busted for public intox. So now he's back in jail after all.
My goodness, you're a disaster.
Is he, though? I don't know. It was Billy Bob's fault.
Yes, it was.
It was absolutely his fault.
He didn't have to show up, and he did. He was hammered, and then
They
when he
arrested
wouldn't have gotten
him.
arrested, he got arrested when he didn't need to be arrested.
I think we all got a little Billy Bob in us.
Some more than others. Some identify. You might be 42% Billy Bob.
All right.
It's a pretty good escape plan here. If you're running from the cops, look for a corn maze.
Okay.
Might be tough in Florida, but in California, cops were chasing a suspect on Friday. He runs toward a giant corn maze. He disappears, so the cops are going all through this corn maze. Here's the trick. Don't actually go in the corn maze. He actually was hiding out in a chicken coop. Took him 2 hours to find him, though, because the cops are going all through the corn maze. Can't find him. Can't find him. There's a guy in Russia that took off running and hiding when he didn't need to either. He was a drunk idiot and thought in a drunken rage he had killed his wife and 6-year-old daughter.
Oh, my gosh.
He came back the next day a little bit more sobered up. They weren't there, so he's like, I killed him. Took off running into the woods for 24 years. Lived in a forest with bears and everything else, and even lost his leg in the process.
What?
Yeah.
How did he lose his leg?
In a woodsy accident, Virginia. Probably one of them hungry bears. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, and here's the whole thing. He hadn't actually killed anybody. They had just actually gone to the hospital the next day to deal with the injuries that he'd given him from his drunken rampage and then came back home, but he thought he'd killed him.
Oh, my God.
Weird.
They're better off without him.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, but he still hit. I thought he had gotten drunk and thought he did something and it didn't happen.
Yeah, no, but he was out there thinking they're never going to find me. I'm up for 2 cases of murder, and he wasn't. His, self-imposed exile was completely unnecessary. That was probably a good idea.
Yeah.
He needed some time to think.
Scared straight.
Yeah, 24 years he was there.
That's a long time.
Sometimes the universe works out.
I think after a year, I'd be like, I'm going to go look and check.
Yeah.
Just make sure they're dead.
I'd probably do it in 6 months.
24 years?
What do you think about this policy they're doing in England? A guy who was recently pulled over for speeding told the cops it was because the other people in his car kept breaking wind, so he wanted to get where they were going as fast as possible to get out of the car. Unfortunately for him, the cops gave him a ticket anyway. I know you've been there.
If we would have gotten a ticket, I get it. I totally get it, because I think you were trying to speed when the Mexican queen farted to get us out of
sometimes
there.
when somebody's got really bad gas in the car, you're like, just get there.
She locked the door. We couldn't escape.
So in Eastern Europe, when people are farting in the car and you're speeding, what they do is they don't actually give you a ticket. They're trying a new policy where they just put you in timeout.
Aww.
Yes, when they pull you over, you've got to sit on the side of the road for a period of time, depending upon your speed. And then when your time is up, then you can continue going. But it's like, well, if you're going to be in a rush, you're going to sit here and time out. They're hoping it's going to be more effective at stopping speeding than the tickets.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'll take it.
I like timeout better than a ticket.
Me too.
But that's because I speed.
Sure. But I mean, imagine if it's like, okay, for every 5 miles, it's, an hour.
Okay.
You're
no.
10 miles over, you're like, you got to sit there for 2 hours.
Hell no. Then I changed my mind, Kevin.
Okay. And finally, a police department has put out guidelines for toilet papering a house in their town. They say what you need to do to follow proper protocol to not get in trouble. You have to first ask for permission from the people whose house you're going to toilet paper. And then second, you have to clean it up when you're done. I mean, it completely takes all the fun out of toilet paper.
And the most important rule is actually get the right address.
Yes.
Or, if you want to be diabolical, toilet paper their neighbor, because we found out that's more diabolical.
We put so much toilet paper on the mayor's neighbor's house.
We thought it was the mayor's house.
Well, we thought it was Mayor Frankel looking back at us. There was a face. We found out that was the person that worked there to help around with the house. So the whole time I'm thinking, who are these people throwing toilet paper on our house?
I think she said her neighbor moved after that.
They had a war. The neighbor hated her forever. It turns out to be way worse to toilet paper somebody's neighbor than to toilet paper them. Because
Poor Lois Frankel.
the effects last for years.
They got covered on the news. How we papered the wrong house.
Okay, today is National Ask a Stupid Question Day.
Oh, perfect.
So what do you got? The one day out of the year where you get amnesty for asking something dumb. What do you want to know? What do you want to ask? Or were you ever busted asking a stupid question? Or would you like to rat somebody else out who did? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
Sometimes you want to ask a question, but you realize it might come off really stupid, so you don't. Well, today should be your day of amnesty because it's National Ask a Stupid Question Day. And there's often things where they go, gosh, I really would like to know that, but I'm afraid I'm going to sound stupid if I ask.
How long can I look into the sun without it damaging my eyes?
There's definitely an answer to that. It's not long at all. I think it's under a minute.
Okay, I mean, even imagine looking in the sun for 30 seconds. I think wouldn't that ruin your eyes if you didn't stop looking?
I would not look in the sun for 30 minutes.
No,
or
for 30 seconds.
Anything like that. That's crazy.
Don't look at the sun.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Yeah, I remember because of the eclipse stuff that people were talking about how you can really jack up your eyes, and some people were burning their retinas and getting permanent sunspots in their vision.
But how long does it take for that to happen? If I look in the sun for 10 seconds, am I going to have permanent damage? I mean, what are we dealing with here?
Yeah, because typically what happens is your eyes hurt so badly you can't. But imagine if somebody's holding your eyes open and you're staring right at the sun. A form of torture. How terrible would that be?
And they're playing that creepy Fiona Apple song you were playing earlier.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Oh.
that would just be.
It would be terrible.
Wow, what would you do? It'd be crazy.
The sun. Ah! Open your eyes, Virginia. What a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't recommend. They said typically the effects dissipate after 36 hours, but yeah, I do remember when we were talking about the eclipses, people were saying, nah, permanent effects.
I still kind of feel like I didn't get an answer.
I don't think there is an answer. I think everybody's going to be different.
I was trying to do a quick web search, but it didn't pop right up.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I think some people look at the sun and they're just cooks their eye and they're fried.
So maybe I've sparked conversation. Stupid question or smart question?
I think, too, sometimes it has to do with the colors of your eye, how sensitive it is. Lighter eyes are sometimes more sensitive than darker eyes.
So are we going on the record? Not a stupid question? Or is it pretty dumb still?
No, I think it's not a stupid question.
Okay, come on, get stupid.
So some of the examples that they gave, in fact, somebody said, the one that really gets me, the dumb question I get is when somebody comes up and they say, yeah, can I ask you a question? They respond, well, you just did. Would you like to ask me another one?
Oh.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I think both people in that situation are annoying.
Okay.
I would slap somebody.
Who gets slapped first? The person asking the question or the person that responds?
Well, asking to ask a question is a polite thing to do. If you get an attitude with somebody who just asked you if they can ask you a question, you're a jerk.
Uh-oh, Mama's heating up.
Oh, she hot.
Get her some water.
Someone's trying to be polite and ask you if it's okay because they notice maybe you may be into something else and they don't want to take you away from what you're doing without first asking your permission. So they say, hey, can I ask you a question?
And what if you say no?
Well, then they have to walk away.
You're right.
Can I ask you a question? Why so mad?
I don't like that. Sorry. Someone's trying to be polite to you. Don't be a jerk.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said I had a dumb question I always wanted to ask, but I never did. It was like, why do they call it the funny bone? And then somebody explained to me because apparently it is located on your humerus. And that's why I was. And I never asked that question. I kind of wish I had. So to me, that's like an example of why we should have a dumb question amnesty day where you can ask any question where you've been holding on to it because it actually might not be that dumb of a question.
What is FICA in a paycheck? What is that?
Federal income tax, I think.
All right.
I don't know what the C stands for, though.
Yeah.
And A's got to be like association or something.
And yeah, there's somebody.
Like a HOA?
Yeah, feels like it. There's an A at the end. It's got to be association. And it's an abbreviation of something.
Federal Income Collection Agency?
Oh, it could be agency, yeah.
Maybe.
Sounds so adult and annoying.
Yeah, whatever it is, it takes all your money.
I'm noticing FICA does a lot of damage to me.
It's like the whammy from Press Your Luck.
Another one here. If there's a speed of light, what's the speed of dark? I don't know. There actually might be an answer to that.
I don't
That's
think
kind of like the funny bone question. That actually, there might be an answer because if you can see it, it's in your eyes. Is there a speed to it?
I don't think that's a dumb question. But or am I just dumb? I don't.
I'm so dumb. I don't even know if it's a dumb question.
It's kind of breaking my brain, man.
I don't even know. Let me see. Somebody said, "Can you get from America to Africa on a jet ski?"
Again, I don't think that's a dumb question.
No, that's not a dumb question at all because I think it is possible. And in fact, I'm surprised somebody hasn't done it or tried it. Didn't we have somebody who was trying to travel, or was it to Cuba on a jet ski or to the Bahamas or something like that? I'm sure somebody's done it on that.
I think running out of gas is going to be your problem.
But that's just it. You have somebody following you. And yeah, so I mean, that's the answer if you don't have a refueling station or somebody going with you to refuel you. But if you do... yes, I think you could. I mean, if conditions are right, you get
don't
lucky.
go right now because it's kind of active in the tropics.
Yeah, you're right.
The dumbest I've felt in a while, I had to ask a lot of dumb questions. It was when I had to go mail something out with an actual letter with stamps. And the people that worked at the post office, they thought I was on drugs. They really did.
Were you?
No.
It's a fair question.
And I still don't remember.
I told you, baby, just give me your stuff. If you have something to mail, just give it to me.
Okay, stamp. Kevin, do you know this one? Where do you put a stamp? Left or right of the envelope? For a million.
Upper right-hand corner.
You know that you locking your answer in.
Yeah, I am, because I always put my return address in the upper left.
Well, don't you have it together?
He wanted to put this stamp in the upper left-hand corner. I'm like, no.
Yeah, she helps me, but it comes with a price.
It does.
An
'cause then she's got
emotional pri-
material.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
And that's why she's actually so helpful. She's just trying to get material to like use against you on the radio.
She's helping you, but you feel less of a person.
Yes.
I mailed your stuff, didn't I?
You did. So, yeah, but it's mailed. I appreciate it, but it does come with a price.
Couple answers. The Federal Insurance Contributions Act. That's what that is.
All right.
FICA.
Federal Insurance Contributions Act.
That's what a couple people are saying here.
Why do lizard tails fall off and grow back?
Yeah, why don't people tails and people arms do that? If I cut off my arm, it's not going to grow back. How come a lizard has that hookup?
Yeah, why do lizards have that? An iguana can't do that, but a lizard can.
No. It's a
Again,
great question.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it is a dumb
That may not be a dumb question, but there are questions sometimes you're afraid to ask because somebody may be like, duh, like everybody knows that. You're like, how did I not find that out?
Yeah, when I was talking about that duck I saw that wasn't really a duck and the other duck was perched on it.
Yeah.
It was a plastic duck.
I asked a lot of dumb questions during that segment.
Somebody said darkness is infinite. That's why there is no speed to dark. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. It sounds like
It's everywhere at all times.
Sounds like
It sounds
it
like
doesn't
a
have to
duh.
travel anywhere. Because the removal of light is nothing but darkness, Virginia.
Why do
It sounds like something you say to somebody trying to get them in your cult.
Yes.
When you're trying to recruit them,
begins.
you trick them with that and they go, oh, the removal of light is infinite. It's just darkness. What?
Somebody said, stupid question. How long can I really go without paying a traffic ticket? And when does it become a problem? Is it at a year? Is it 2 years? 5 years?
So I can answer the parking ticket. Got one in 2012. Have not paid it. All good. Everything's good. Lights are still on. All good.
So you're saying you're fine?
Yeah, that's a parking ticket. It is different.
I thought those parking tickets came back on your registration.
Virginia, I got my registration. I had a full-on ticket at what's that place called where all the Clematis. Jeez, couldn't think of it. I don't like this segment, Kev. It's really highlighting, showcasing
That's right.
some things.
Today is National Dumb Question Day. You got it, you can ask it.
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF. This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Do you wish smartphones would have never been invented, Virginia?
No, I don't. I like smartphones. I think that they add more to my life than they take away.
I agree with you. I was surprised to see this number on this survey that they had done. 46% of people say that they wish smartphones had never been invented.
I can see that. I can see why. It's not the features are great and the little fun that you have with it is nice, but you're so connected that you're disconnected with people.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah, I think hopefully there's going to be a big swing in the opposite direction because notifications and things like that are relatively new to us. And I think what is the best part is you just got to have continual smartphone maintenance. You've got to know, like, I don't turn notifications on for really anything. Maybe one or two things have notifications.
I only have notifications on from my kid and TMZ. That's it.
Okay.
I think I have everything on accidentally. I get things constantly. It's hooked up to the KVJ Facebook Messenger, and every time the thing will light up, and I'll wake up, and it's a hate email about myself. Like, see what this is about? Oh, Sherry's sending me another hate email.
You're terrible. I hope you die.
Pretty much, not the die part, but pretty much everything else. I'm terrible.
Yeah, but that's
awful.
just, so what you got to do is you got to get in there. But the thing that really stinks is you're trying to get to things sometimes so fast, and they hit you with that prompt that you don't really see, and you're like, okay, and then you just actually okayed getting the prompts. That's the thing I don't like is they throw a lot of trickery at you. I went to a website today, and 4 things popped up. Bing, 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 bing. And to get to what I wanted, I had to read and be like, okay, cancel or okay or whatever. And you just never know because if you click okay or cancel on the wrong thing, and they even write them now so that the cancel is tricking you into something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
If you would like to never see this again, then hit cancel. And you're like going, okay. And so it's reverse of what you actually want. And I think that's where people don't like it, is those kind of things.
Trickery.
Yes.
If I see stuff like that, I will immediately close out of whatever that website is, because already right there, they have lost me. I have no interest in whatever it was they were going to give me.
They say the reason why, or the 46% of people, almost half, who say they wish the smartphone had never been invented, is because it affects our inability to relax. And we can't just ever chill because you just always feel like something's going on. And part of it, you say, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, just turn your phone off or this or that. I think what's happening is it's programmed our brains, where you had that awful sense of FOMO. And even if the phone is off and no notifications can get to you, people are saying that even if it's sitting there in a drawer off, no way can it get to me. I'm like, oh, what's going on in the world? What's going on in the world? And you can't help fight that draw, that pull to the phone. I think that's why some people are saying they wish it never would have been, because they just can't pull themselves away. I think part of it, too, for people like me that are very organized and it bothers you to have any kind of disorder or chaos, because I always feel like I miss something important in the rubble of everything else that happens. It's a term called phone hygiene. And some people have bad phone hygiene. That's not tending to your emails or your voice messages or cleaning them out. And that's the toughest thing for me, where I'm distracted all day long. When I went to Dallas last week, and, for at least 2 solid days, I can't really get to anything, and emails are piling up and all this kind of stuff. I mean,
that's what I fear, when a bunch of emails pile up of things I have to do.
Yeah.
That's why I always check it, just to make sure I'm on top of that. Because if you don't look at your phone for a day or two, and then you go read the emails, you have like 15 things you have to do.
It took almost half of my whole weekend just to try to get caught up on things. I'm like, and to have a sense of feeling like, okay, there's nothing out there that I missed.
I didn't blow it.
Right.
Yeah, I only have 6,172 emails that I got to get to. I haven't even opened.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
I have
unopened
6,000 emails I haven't even opened. Virginia, I swear to you, I try to get to these emails. I fall apart. I'm not very good at this.
The crazy thing about it is that my wife has that on her phone. It's that the mail icon at the bottom of the phone, and they're like, well, I never check it, so I don't even think about it. But just having that number for me, if I saw 6,000, even if I know it's nothing and there's nothing in there I need, I had that before, and I deleted that email account because I'm like, I don't want that feeling.
Now, I did just get an email from Panera Bread. That is one I will open. It just popped
Get
up.
into the important stuff?
Yes.
He only opens carb emails.
Oh, my desktop. Well, it would drive you crazy, Kevin. The
I couldn't deal with it.
You can't. Your eyes would just bulge out of your head.
Yeah, I could not deal with what you got going on over there. I mean, my phone is clean and I have great phone hygiene. My phone is so clean and tidy, and and the thing that does bother me, even though you look at this, and the thing I hate is where, like, okay, YouTube, it bothers me because it tells me I've got 9 things I need to get to. And I'm like,
your OCD's kicking in.
My OCD kicks in, and I go, and it's not anything I need. So I'm like, it's subscriptions and garbage that I don't want. My inbox, it says 9 things. I'm like, I don't need that. So they give me a fake prompt, you see? And I'm kind of upset because I don't really need that.
That messes with poor Kevin's OCD.
It does, because, if you put an alert up there, that means it's something I need to pay attention to.
Denny's got to take that number thing off his phone.
Don't alert me to something I don't want. Here's an app I never use. It's giving me alert on something I don't want. Yeah, don't do that to me. And here's the other problem with it, too, is that hackers are finding ways to get to your smartphone and to take your information. Juice jacking is becoming really bad now. And I, didn't even think about it when I was at the airport. I'm plugging everything in everywhere and forgot that's it. And I saw this story today. I'm like, it's right. They use charging stations now, and they're becoming more prevalent all over the place. The hackers will take off the front plate of a charging station, install a chip on the back end, and they'll put the plate back on. Then when you plug in, they can get your personal information, including bank account numbers and passwords.
Oh my gosh.
And they get the information either by going back to get the chip, or they can use Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to get your information. So just by plugging into one of these charging stations, your phone, or even, I guess, your laptop probably, they get in there and get all your information. Because we're afraid of having bad phone hygiene, and we got to get to what it is that's so pressing. I see why 46% of people say they hate them.
Yeah, I just don't even deal with it. Life's too short.
You figure somebody somewhere is going to ruin your life, so just why even pay attention?
Pretty much, yes.
I mean, it's going to happen. People are sending in just how many emails they have unchecked. 67,975, somebody texted us.
Oh, my God.
So far.
I got to check my other email because I think it's more on my Yahoo.
What about
impressive.
your work email? I know you never open that.
That's not true. If the bosses are listening. It's really not. I'd like to be painted with that brush. That's like 20.
The brush of truth.
That's like 25%.
That truth brush hurt you.
25% right.
25% right.
It all depends on my mood.
Hey, something we missed earlier. We need to start bringing Nikki in here because she always catches stuff from the show. She was just kind of wandering the halls before we get her. Maybe she's got the KVJ 5K today.
Oh.
Maybe.
That
Triple
would be
play.
nice.
That would be nice.
We've been showing up at every winner's either work or house and surprising them. It's been so much fun.
Is there like a moment of disbelief? Because I still, when they kept telling me, I'm like, so it's really $5,000? Are they like, are you really just giving me a check for $5,000?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
That is very
fun.
So much fun.
Is everything going good so far with your move and staying down here?
Besides the fact that I still do not have my furniture.
Oh.
So I have a blow-up bed, and luckily I had a
Yeah.
foldable little festival chair, the kind with the little table attached to the side, in the trunk of my car when I came here. So that's what I got.
How much did you buy your blow-up bed for? Because I just bought one for my dad yesterday. I want to see if the price...
Target, $49.
Okay, I definitely bought him the cheap low-budget one. Mine was like $20.
No, that thing is going to deflate, and it sucks when it deflates when you're sleeping on it and you wake up and you're like,
Oh, I've had that happen once,
Sorry,
and you're on a
Dad.
hard floor, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You picked up something we were talking about. If Hollywood had real serial killers, who would it be? We're talking about Joaquin Phoenix a bit, and that's how we kind of got on the discussion of cults and all that, and other celebrities. And I threw out Woody Harrelson. I'm like, any chance you could see him being a serial killer? And you're like, nah. It doesn't.
Well, he is very lovable and likable. Like,
Yeah.
he does not come off as a serial killer to me.
Yeah.
I did not know
barefoot, drumming, hippie.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, but a little Woody Harrelson fun fact that Nicky was telling us, his dad was a serial killer?
He sure was. I thought you were going to back it up with that. But you guys didn't.
I
Yeah,
did
no.
not. I'm the serial killer guy here.
Woody
I
Harrelson's
didn't know.
dad?
Yeah. Well, he's got an interesting story.
He's got a long history of killing people.
Yeah, he was a hit guy at one point.
Yeah.
And then he started
A
killing.
hitman?
Yeah.
It's like you get to a point when you enjoy it, so he just kept doing it.
That's like that. That's like the Iceman. You guys ever see that documentary? He was in the mafia, and he was the hitman. He'd kill all these people, but then he kind of got that taste for it, and he killed so many people.
Yeah.
That were not even part of the mafia.
It was
stuff.
just for fun. It became a
Yes.
sport.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He said he loved to kill.
That's heavy.
Yeah,
Real
that's
heavy.
deep.
Okay.
But I mean, he's got like a hippie vibe, a culty kind of hippie vibe.
That's kind of what,
too.
that's kind of what I was like. I could see him being, like, he would dance barefoot around your
Yep,
body as he's like,
absolutely.
yeah.
You see it?
Well-
Blood smeared on his face, Indian,
Big
like, you know,
time. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they said Woody Harrelson's dad tried to escape prison too.
Wow.
Him and two other
Okay.
prisoners.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, he's crafty.
All right, well, you're 15 minutes away.
I like the serial killer facts over here.
I know.
Yeah, that's
So
good
you-
stuff.
Anytime you hear something, you come right in. This will be your
I
little
swear to
segment.
God, I'm talking to the phone, my
Yeah.
app that I listen every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but did you know this? But I'm trying to do my hair, so I don't have time to call or anything like that, or text or anything.
Nikki Fun Facts. We'll bring it in. KVJ 5K triple play coming up. Maybe with Nikki today. You got Maroon 5 Wake Up Call, Pharrell Happy, Max Lights Down Low. That's your 2000s, 2010s, and today you could be winning coming up.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF. Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ. Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show.
Hello? That's odd.
Denny's.
Okay.
Uh-oh, computer breaking again on you over there, Ralston.
Luckily, when I was in Texas, we were shopping for a new computer system. So, yes.
Good.
It looks like not too soon. We might need to get overnight delivery.
Denny's, our computer's not looking good.
Yeah.
Again.
Got a hot ticket for you if you love Broadway. We got some Kravis on Broadway for you today. Going to hook you up with a pair of tickets to go check out once when it comes to the Kravis Center. So if you love your musicals, my family's a very musical-loving family.
Oh, me too. I love it.
Yes, we've got all this week, really good stuff. In fact, every day this time, you want to tune in because I got tickets for Kravis on Broadway for you. Broadway shows coming right to South Florida. You got Once Today, tomorrow's Fiddler on the Roof, Wednesday tickets for The Play That Goes Wrong. We got An American in Paris on Thursday, and The Price is Right live on Friday.
Fun.
Do you say your family likes the musicals?
They love, yes, the theater. My son was in theater when he was in high school.
Are they a fan of the movie Grease 2?
No, I don't know. I've never heard them speak of that. They seem to like some of the others, but Grease 2 gets no love in my house.
It's more highbrow. It's theater.
Okay.
The Phantom is, they were on the Phantom of the Opera kick for a while. That's a big popular one.
It's beautiful.
We saw Mary Poppins off Broadway one time in New York.
Suggest Grease 2 to them. See what they say.
Mary Poppins was on Broadway. It wasn't on Broadway this street, but they call that one on Broadway.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, then we were on Broadway.
Disney don't play. When they put
True,
a production,
yeah.
it's on Broadway.
It was impressive. They did stuff with the scenes. I'm like, how are they doing that? It looked
Mary
like magic.
Poppins was beautiful. That was one of my favorite shows. It's one of my favorite musicals, but
Okay.
loved it.
Well, there we go. Got the hookup for you.
I'm in. I love the theater.
I know. You're a big fan.
Well, I went to Denny's wife's elementary school and saw the play she put on.
The Jungle Book.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I got the bug in me.
Talking about Disney Don't Play. That 7-year-old Jermaine Bell, the one they were telling you about that did the selfless acts without hoping to get anything in advance for the Hurricane Dorian. Remember that? He spent the money that he had raised or that he had for his birthday to help give to the survivors. And then Grandma was smart enough to tweet it out all over the place so it would go viral. Just over the weekend, he got his Disney comeuppance.
Okay.
Which seems like a Disney term, comeuppance. Yes, he went to all the Disney theme parks, all 4 of them. He was their VIP guest. They took him around. And they, of course, had cameras, and they captured the whole thing to make a big commercial out of it, of the wonderful things that Disney does.
He got his tuppence. That's from Mary Poppins.
Yes, that was what it was. Yeah, I remember he put it out, and then somebody tweeted, they added Disney, and Disney's like, we gotta get this.
We gotta do They're tweeting us again.
Yes.
Disney loves it, though. I mean, it's just positive for them. What does it cost them?
Oh,
nothing.
No, you're right.
And it's a couple of free tickets. That is literally no skin off their back.
And it's a little kid. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it's what you want. Boy, this story was amazing and touching. I don't know if you heard about this. A high school football player in Butler, Ohio. He's a 16-year-old kid named Zach Clark. Sadly, he lost his dad a little over a year ago.
Aww.
And he was doing some yard work for his mom out there, stuff that his dad would normally do. And he heard his neighbor crying for help. And it was a guy who lives next door that was working on his car. And the car fell and landed on this guy, and he's pinned underneath.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, it's crushing the guy. The guy is, starting to lose consciousness. And here comes this 16-year-old kid over there. This 3,000-pound car he picks up just enough so his neighbor can get out from underneath it, saves his life. The doctor said, yeah, it would have crushed because you weren't getting any air and his ribs were broken.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're like, that's a 3,000-pound car lifted by a 16-year-old kid.
We just had a story last week of the 8-year-old kid. Same thing. The car fell on the dad, and the 8-year-old kid lifted the car off of the dad because the adrenaline was kicking in.
Yeah, and that's it. And this Zach kid said, he's like, all I saw was like my dad's face, and I thought about because I know he has kids, and I couldn't, imagine.
Let another family go through that.
Right, I knew what it meant. That's all I saw. It seemed like the strength of my dad was there with me, and we both lifted the car off together. I was like, oh, what a great story.
Kevin, you just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh, that was so good.
You gave me goosebumps too. Just being my friend, looking all good.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hate to be the guy to have to follow that.
Well, it's a story, Virginia. It's real life. But here's Jbird's thought for the day. Got to put a wrap on it.
I mean, what a witch! Right at the front of the positivity segment.
I know. Just block out the negativity, go with the positive, Jbird.
Sometimes, Kevin, you think you want to disappear, but all you really want is to be found.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I'd like to disappear now.
Oh, go on.
Go find me.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Strikes rejuvenation. Get sexy.